Hello, everybody. Hey, ho, hey, ho. I never get to fucking do that. Every time I come out, Kev just kind of shuts it down. Like, hello, welcome to Fat Man Beyond. Welcome to Black Man Beyond, where we get to fucking rock that shit how we want to rock that shit. My name is Marc Bernard. There was supposed to be a dude standing next to me who's not him. I love this man, but he is off doing Kev shit, which means for the next 2 months, you get me. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Kev is off on the Reboot Road show. I think he just did Jersey, and I think he's off to fucking, I don't know, Chicago, Detroit, some other place. Central America. He's on the road to Kathmandu, I think. Malcolm Barrett is supposed to be my co-host. Malcolm Barrett is an actor. And not that actors are bad. Actors are lovely people. But sometimes they get jobs and have to go do shit. And I get the fucking phone call at literally 7:30. It's like, hey, so I'm still on set and I'm gonna be till 9. And then so it'll take me 20 minutes to get there. Is that cool? I said, listen, what am I gonna do? You're a fucking actor. I'm just a schmuck behind the bar. You come when you come, and we'll be here, and we will welcome you with open arms and a little bit of side eye because you left me out here by myself. Did anybody get to see Jay and Silent Bob reboot? Did you see me? My lines. Because, all right, so here's what happened. Kev, what happened was, Kev's like, hey, when can you come down to New Orleans and be in the movie? And I said, I have a job, Kev. I can only doctor's appointment but so much to fly out of state on a Thursday to show up on a Friday because they weren't shooting on weekends at all. So I gotta be there for a fucking weekday. So I'm like, all right, man, I'll come down, no problem. Because I wouldn't miss it for the world. I gotta support my brother. So I got on a plane. I had a 2-day doctor's appointment, whatever. Maybe I have leukemia, maybe not. It's unclear. It took a lot of tests for me to clear that. And so I fly down to New Orleans. I get there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And Jordan, his producing partner, is like, all right, so call time is 6 p.m. And it's a night shoot. I said, okay, that's cool, no problem. My plane lands at 3. I can check into my hotel, get over to set by 6, which I do because I look at clocks and shit. And I know how to be on time because if there's one thing a black person can't be is not on time, and then it's a whole fucking thing. So let's just cut. I'm gonna be there 6 o'clock on the dot. So I get there and they're like, okay, we're shooting inside this giant fucking ballroom. It's supposed to be the Chronicon set. It's the finale of the movie where Kevin is playing Kevin Smith, and in this scene he's not Silent Bob, he's Kevin Smith, and he's introducing his fucking panel at Chronicon, and we want you to be in the audience. I'm like, cool, no problem. He's doing a bunch of coverage, so it's gonna be a minute. All right, 6 o'clock passes, 7 o'clock passes, 8 o'clock passes, and then I notice a couple of dudes kind of sitting in the crowd also. One of them is dressed as Jay, one is Silent Bob, and it's Chris Wood and Jesse Rath, both of whom had been on Supergirl. And they flew in from Vancouver, literally, just like I did, just to do this fucking cameo. So we're all chilling for a couple of hours, and then dinner break. What time's dinner? Dinner's at 11 o'clock at night. All right, fuck it, that's cool. I'll have, shitty craft service food. And then midnight rolls around, and then 1 o'clock rolls around, and then 3 o'clock rolls around. And we're all just sitting here in this holding pen for schmucks, waiting for them to get around to shooting our scene. And meanwhile, Chris is like, hey, I gotta fly back to Vancouver at 6 a.m. I gotta literally get on a plane because I'm moving out of my apartment to move in with Supergirl. So I just can't do this all morning. And so somebody passes the word to Kevin. He's like, oh shit, okay, can we buy him a new plane ticket? No, he's moving in with Supergirl. Oh shit, all right. So 4:15 comes, And they're so like, all right, guys, we're ready for you. I'm like, great. I get my costume. He puts me in a fucking he puts me in a Fat Man Batman hockey jersey, which is too small, but whatever, and a fucking baseball hat. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this scene. And they march us all down there. It's me and the fucking, we're the cameo dudes. We all flew in from out of state to come and do this thing. And so Chris and Jesse, like, all right, we're going to put some mics on everybody. And Chris and Jesse go in there and get mics, and they don't have one for me. And I'm like, but Kev, I spent like 9 hours inventing an elaborate backstory for this character. Like I have an eternal life for this dude who, like, the job is supposed to be that I'm the snotty fucking movie critic who's sitting here watching the, like, Blunt Man and Chronic reboot, who's got all kinds of salty things to say about it. I've made some salty shit up. I got practice. I've been doing this with you for like 5 years. I know how to slam a shitty movie. It's second nature. And he's like, no, what I want you to do is I want you to be so disdainful of what you see that you fall asleep. And he said, so I'm gonna fly like 1,000 miles and like miss 2 days of work to pretend to be asleep on camera at 5 o'clock in the morning? Yeah. All right. It's your movie, man. So like, these two fucking guys got mics, and they're like, all right, what are we gonna say? I'm gonna be French-Canadian, and I'm just gonna be like an asshole, and then it'll be cool, and I'm gonna make funny shit. I'm gonna say bad shit about Melissa, even though she's my fiance, but it's gonna be double funny because I'm making fun of Supergirl, and that's cool. Okay, can I wake up in this scene? Like, could I at least be prompted by Iron Bob smashing through a window and open my eyes? He's like, oh no, that's good. He's like, but I have things I could say. No, that's all right. So that's what we do. Like, it's me kind of pretending to be asleep for a while, and then like these two guys are talking, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna like look over at him, and I'm gonna be like, what? And then they're gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna be like, motherfucker. And then Iron Bob is gonna come smashing through the wall, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit. All of that shit got cut out. So it's literally just me, like, just staring down the barrel of the lens, like. And so I see the movie for the first time at Kev's house. He's like, did you see yourself? I'm like, yeah, no, I did. I'm very happy that I made it in the cut, given how crucial I am to the movie. And he's like, I was never gonna cut you out. I was like, are you sure though? Because like, you cut me out before I showed up, but nah, man, it's awesome. And then I go to the premiere, and like, it's one thing, I never wanted to do this. This is never my life's goal, you guys, is to be on camera. All I've ever wanted is to be on the big screen. Never wanted that, ever. So to go to the movies and like see my fat ass on that screen, like just crammed like a Spam can into this hockey jersey with a backwards baseball cap, and like I didn't get a chance to get my hair cut, so I got like tufts of white coming on the side. I'm like, nah, Kev, I saw all of it. It's like, yeah, and in the credits, it's like sleepy podcaster played by Marc Bernardin. I was like, you know what, man? Thank you. Honestly, like, I would not have missed for the world being part of this journey, but like, I could have said some shit on the way. It's like, no, it's perfect. See, right? Like, the inner depths and the contours of that dude, like, all of the life that he'd seen, all of the agonies and ecstasies and the tragedies of like, man alive.
What if I go in, what if we get Kev's permission, and on one of your next solo shows, I'll cut all of your takes together and we can show a highlight reel.
That's awesome.
To the people in the room. That
would be great. And then I could do like the commentary track for like, here's where he remembers the shitty decisions he made in 1998. Here's when the gonorrhea is flaring up. Like, all of that stuff. So yeah, no, that would be amazing. Thank you. Because I will feel redeemed. I will feel as if I did a thing once. I left it all on the field. You know, like there's nothing left in the tank. It's, No, I'm not. I'm an actor now, so I'm feeling the anguish of having given my all, everything I had, to this role that the director didn't think was important. So that's fine. I'm not bitter. I'm thrilled to have been a small part in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. Except that I just did for a while, and I know it's weird, but it's my show tonight. You guys, I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I want to do now? Is it anybody's birthday today?
It's her birthday.
It's her birthday? I think we should all sing happy birthday. Because, again, it's my show. And as far as anybody on camera knows, it's also my bar. So, Scum and Villainy belongs to me tonight. And we're singing happy birthday, all right? 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amy. Happy birthday to you. Fuck yeah. Could have done that in your movie, Kev. Okay, so I have a friend in the house who's not Malcolm, but she's way more awesome than Malcolm because A, she's a she, B, she showed up on fucking time. My friend Jacqueline Coley, who is a senior editor for fucking Rotten Tomatoes, what? I got water and beer. It's my show tonight. She has written a book called I Wrote a Book. Well, that's her Twitter handle. It's like, Jackie Coley, I wrote a book. But she and I are going to talk about Star Wars for a little bit because a trailer dropped yesterday. I don't know. Space horses. I don't know how time works anymore. But as far as I know, it's brand new. So, hey, give it up for Jackie Coley. Hey! Oh shit, you have notes?
Well, so wait a minute, because I have another side of the story, because Jacqueline was at work at her office today, and I get a Twitter DM from this one saying, hey, Malcolm, things happening. Let me know if you can co-host with Watchmen and Star Wars. Need to know, right now. I'm like, you are really assuming that I am always on Twitter. And I was, so I was able to be like, yes. I was like, so let me look at Watchmen again from a more critical eye. Let me look at Star Wars again from a more critical eye. Normally, it's ingrained, but I'm busy. I'm an awards editor. And so I had to write some stuff down. But I got some notes. I was like, look, I got to make sure I'm not embarrassing you.
Here is the difference, is that I used to be a journalist, and you are a journalist. So I've abandoned that, I'm going to write some shit down. I'm going to do my homework. But I'm glad somebody was taking this seriously today.
I mean,
Malcolm.
Only because none of these people wanted to see me tonight. So I'm I'm gonna at least make it good for y'all.
Excellent. So, okay, walk me through your history with Star Wars. What does this movie mean to you?
This movie means to me a lot. I have a shirt on right now that's black Princess Leia. Black Princess Leia, because I like Soul Wars, as we call it. Star Wars and me, I think, from what my parents told me, and this does date myself, I went to one of the movies when I was a baby. And I gotta think back to, I guess, what is that?
Phantom Menace?
No. I think it was Return of the Jedi. I was an infant.
I'm giving you. I'm helping you.
No, it was Return of the Jedi.
You're not 15?
No. Appreciate you. No. But yeah, no, that was what happened on that one. So I was literally born watching Star Wars. My dad's a huge sci-fi fan. Alien, Star Wars. He sat me down before the age of 8 and was like, you will not be a pussy. You're going to watch this shit. You're going to watch it all.
Damn, Dad. Captain Coley wasn't fucking around.
No, he really wasn't.
Okay, and so this being the conclusion of at this point now, 11 movies, right? How are you feeling? How did, this may be controversial, how did you feel about Last Jedi?
I thought Last Jedi was like watching the home run derby, because there was like so many balls that got hit out of the park and like connected, but there was an equal amount of whiffs sometimes. But I appreciate the swings, so I really enjoyed watching the swings, and I overall enjoyed the movie. But it was like watching the home run derby. And you know when someone like, oh, sorry, this is nerd, so maybe you don't understand sports. Imagine trying to hit something and not connecting. I was just assuming. I wasn't making any assumptions, okay?
No. It's it's like trying to cut a cake, but like missing the cake. It's like every now and again you just nick some off the edge. Like, oh fuck, there goes the icing.
Like that level of Dark Souls where it just keeps moving to the right when you're trying to get that last kill shot. That was what watching the Return of the Jedi was like. I think we got out of that one. Yeah.
So then it's safe to say you were excited at the prospect of being able to put this to bed.
Yes.
In a way that feels whole and complete.
And meaningful. And I remember when George Lucas, after episode 6, and everybody was pissed at him, was like, I'm not doing any more. There was a plan to do 3 more. And I remember being like legit depressed for like a good month of like, but I just assumed that we would get to 9. Like, I just assumed that this was a thing because we'd always talked about it. So I was just happy that we did it, and people can be mad about it, but we have 9 Star Wars movies, and there was a time where I didn't think that was gonna happen. So yeah, I'm completely excited.
Okay, and so how did you feel about the trailer? This final, like I loved the first Rise of Skywalker trailer because it did the thing of, oh shit, you were just tickling every sort of nostalgia zone that I have at once, and like you got Billy D. Williams to squeeze into a cockpit again. Like
literally squeeze.
Literally shoehorn.
Billy, I'd seen Billy recently. He dropped some pounds. They put him on that. He put him on that old
on
Star
that Carrie
Wars
Fisher diet.
On that Mark Hamill diet too, because Mark also dropped a few.
Yeah, it's like, listen, we cannot butter your hips to wedge you behind the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, son. You got to lose some weight. But like, you got Lando, you got fucking, General Leia again. You got lightsaber battles, not on lava but on waves. Like. Yeah. It did the thing of, and the music, like it's incorporating a bunch of different themes, like it's the Return of the Jedi, it's the Empire love theme meets it's awesome. And then you get the fucking Emperor laugh at the end. My problem, it's not even a problem with this most recent, the final trailer, is that they have nothing new to show us really, aside from, I bet you C-3PO ain't making it.
I'm sorry, like, the one thing I am sure, that trailer is full of lies. So that's what I feel. I enjoyed watching the trailer. It was a little mini entertaining lie that is not gonna mean anything for the actual narrative of the film. But I have a theory. Okay. That the language of the trailers is always relevant to the movies, because you remember in The Force Awakens, Lupita comes on, who are you? And there was all that kind of stuff. Wait a minute, and then in Return of the Jedi, like, Rian Johnson really foretold what he was gonna do. He's like, let the past die, kill it if you have to, and he sure as shit did in that movie. He also, was like, this is not gonna go the way you think, and I think millions of message boards proved him right. There's a lot of that, like what ended up happening in the movie, in the language, it was just none of the visuals were correct. And so in this trailer, I was very much listening, like this will be the spark that burns down the First Order. Like that was true, because there was a spark of the Force. Anyway, I'm listening to everything in this trailer, ignoring all of the visuals, because they're lies. That's it.
That's fair. I did, however, feel a tremor in the Force imagining Kevin watching that trailer and just crying buckets. I just want one last look at my friends.
Half the videos now when you search Kevin's name, because whatever, I listen, but I haven't been up, I'm busy. I'm an awards editor, so right now I'm sitting trying to be what do you think of Cats? To a lot of Oscar voters. And half the videos right now, Kevin Smith, are him either crying or talking about like, I'm so glad I didn't die. And that's it. That's like his entire YouTube search history right now. But
there's a lot of like, I watched the season 1 finale of The Flash. Oh my God, run, Barry, run. I love that about him, but he's all about that shit. And so it feels as if JJ literally put that in just to make him cry.
Yes. And honestly, they're buds. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's not.
I could totally see that. But no, it was a great trailer. The internet was very enamored with the horses. Like, I don't know why. Why was everybody... Did anybody have issues with the horses? Anybody here?
I mean, I just never know why there are fucking horses.
I mean, there's teddy bears, there's whatever the Hoth things, like, what was it again? Those
Tauntauns?
Tauntauns, there you go. Like, there's animals all around. They made weird fur horses.
If there's one thing we learned from The Last Jedi, it's nobody wants to watch motherfuckers riding horses. Like, it was the most boring part of that movie. It's like, what are they doing?
That's true.
They're knocking over a casino. How are they getting away? I don't know, fucking space horses. Why? Just 'cause.
Hey, it worked for the porgs. You never know. I don't know. I'm gonna hold out. The fur horses are fine. And I'm just still picturing that Old Town Road with Finn and the new black girl in that. And I'm sorry, like, that sold me. For that alone, you have to have the horses to get that clip. So the horses are fucking dope.
I mean, I feel like the Old Town Road is more like Finn and Poe. Listen to this Finn and that little black girl. What?
There was a meme on the internet the other day. It's like gay people accepting of somebody like, what is it, like gay baiting, and it's like Star Wars fans with Storm, whatever it is, what do they call it? Storm Pilot. Yeah, Storm Pilot. Like, so basically the only time it's acceptable for Star Wars fan to be like, give me more of this gay shit, and then also like lesbian people to be like, it's okay for you to pretend you're gay for us, is this little scenario. It's like they're shaking hands underneath, and I'm like, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, I kept on having this feeling of, I know they're manipulating me, because that's the job of a trailer, is to like manipulate you into buying tickets early, and I did. So it worked.
Yeah. Where are you seeing it at? In Sherman?
I am seeing it in the Dome.
Oh.
Dome! Yeah.
Alamo Draft House, because I'm from Texas, and that's where we gotta go.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I bought it. I don't care about press. I want to go see it with queso.
So yeah, it was a little anticlimactic, given that the way these trailers have worked and the way these movies are working and the way JJ likes to work is, let me keep increasing your anticipation for a thing. Let me show you the undeniable reason why you have to show up. And I didn't have that new reason, other than, I guess, horses. But I'm not a horse dude.
But you were, like, this is what's so funny. You were going anyway. Like, they could have literally danced up there like, this is Star Wars. You would have bought a ticket.
Yeah, but like, romance me a little bit.
I mean,
you know?
I'm sorry, but Star Wars knows they're getting lucky at the end of this transaction. You're expecting them to work way too hard.
I just want to feel like, just come on, man. Like,
make you feel special?
Just like whisper something, like put on a little perfume, like put some Lou Rawls on in the background. You'll never find as long as you live. I'm not gonna keep going.
This is the ninth.
But I could.
This is the ninth one. This relationship is going on for decades. You're really expecting way too much. Just saying.
I'm a committed person. I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
But once every 3 years, fucking make it special.
Okay.
So yeah, what did you guys think? Did you dig? Did you not dig? How do you feel?
How many people really liked it? How many people thought it was good?
How many were like, it's good enough?
How many of y'all were like, nah?
It was a 1 a.m. booty call.
I'm hearing some nods over there. Whatever. Again, y'all bought a ticket though.
JC, tell me how you feel.
I think watching Force Awakens and then watching Last Jedi and then watching this trailer, it's like J.J. Abrams was the cool kid in the bully on the play yard. He's like, I'm Mr. Star Wars. And then Rian Johnson came in and like kicked sand in his face, and JJ went home crying. Ryan's like, now I am. Let the past die. And now this trailer is like, hey, remember Let the Past Die? I hope you didn't, because we're bringing it all back, baby. Remember Star Destroyers? We got those. Remember Death Star? How could you forget? It's in every Star Wars movie. We got that too. Lando, we got that. In that one shot, there's that Akbar guy that they killed in the last movie. We got a guy that looks like him. His name's not going to be Akbar. It's going to be Sakbar. But it's basically him. Like, Kylo Ren's mask. Remember when they smashed that? That made me sad. We're going to weld that shit back together. It's literally like the Emperor is raising a Star Destroyer. I'm assuming it's the Emperor. Out of an ocean. Just to be like, it's still here. Yeah, just like Yoda. It's like, remember when the good guy did that with an X-Wing? The bad guy can do it with an even bigger ship, and he doesn't even lose his breath.
Yeah, I will never forget the fact that JJ took time, like in the first trailer, it was like 90 seconds long. And of those 90 seconds, 8 of them were spent welding a fucking mask back together. And he was like,
it's all lies. I'm sorry. Y'all are getting amped up for this thing again. It's always lies. So
I will say, Space Horses is Star Wars is a kind of a space western, right? It's about time they have new space horses. We haven't seen real good space horses since Tauntauns.
it's not a Western. It's a very elaborate economical and administrative story about taxation routes and trade blockades. I mean, it is not for kids, you guys. It is legit like how to do government.
Now, this won't be the first time I've been called a prequel apologist, and it won't be the last. But I will say that a story about quid pro quo between different governments with a tyrannical guy who's trying to take over the universe has certain relevance in the year 2019.
I don't know what you're talking about. I choose to not acknowledge that because it'll depress the fuck out of me. How do you feel? Are you going to strap in for the 27-hour Star Wars marathon?
I have a job. I'm sorry. No, I can't. In fact, I had to very carefully plan my Star Wars purchase on the 19th. And to make sure, because I'm literally catching a flight the next day, I'm going to be one of those people that says something I'm doing cool because I'm going to watch Eddie Murphy on SNL that weekend. Yeah. I don't care. You can judge me. That is literally
Why the fuck did I invite you up here? Just to make me feel bad about the shit I want to do and can't anymore.
Well, this is the thing. Like anything in this business, and you know how this is, it's not a real thing until you're holding a ticket, though. So I could look real stupid in 3 months when I'm sitting at home watching it and I don't get to go. But that is...
Hey, Jag, what's going on? Shut up.
But, think about me on the 22nd of December, y'all. Pray for me.
I'm not going to do it because I've spilled mud in that blood before of living in a movie theater for a day and a half.
Oh yeah, you did that with Marvel.
I did that for the Infinity War marathon, which hurt so much.
You can't do that over the age of, I think, 35. That is made for,
It's for children.
Yeah. Do you know they did that at the Alamo where the guy during The Force Awakens, stayed the whole time? He had to keep watching The Force Awakens. They did, a marathon, and it was sort of like holding your hand on a car. The Last Man Standing one.
Oh, shit.
I think it's either a lifetime or a year's worth of movie tickets. I think it was lifetime movie tickets. Yeah, or something ridiculous. The dude, I saw him on hour 20 of The Force Awakens because he did the entire series, and then that dude was like, I hate this movie. He's like, I hate Star Wars. And I really hate the Alamo Drafthouse.
Best advertising ever.
It was so bad, but he won. And what's so funny is the dude that quit against him literally turned to him in hour 27 and was like, you will kill yourself to do this, won't you? And he was like, yeah. And the dude got up and left. He just was like, I see this look in your eye, you're not gonna let this go, so I'm just gonna go.
But at least the Alamo Drafthouse has reclining seats.
They do. But you can't fall asleep. If he fell asleep, it's the end of the contest.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like he has to stay awake. Yeah. Oh, I should have mentioned that part. That's why he hated the movie and everybody in it.
Oh,
yeah,
that is
like he hated the movie and everyone in it because he was looking around and he was just like, I can't sleep. I can't really drink because then you'll fall asleep as well.
That is some Jigsaw Saw shit
and
right there.
And they had monitors watching them. They would sit down, like contestant monitor, for like it's on the internet. Google it. I don't know. Yeah, it was incredible.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, I did 31 hours, 32 hours in the El Capitan.
Yeah.
Which
those tiny seats.
Those fucking seats. If you've never been, people at home, don't ever go. Because like if you can live in any other movie theater that has like real cushions and like recliners and maybe they'll bring you a drink or something or you can like nod off in comfort, the fucking El Cap is like a theater from 1922 that was built to destroy minds and bodies.
And they haven't moved those seats. They're still bolted
they're still
in the
it's
same.
like being on an airplane that has been shrunk. And so you're just like and your butt hurts, and they don't recline at all. They're Iron Maidens of movie theater seats. And so I did it was the Marvel movie marathon before Infinity War. And it wasn't even every movie. It was only 16 of, at that point, the 20 movies
So
right, it's 12.
They lied in the advertisement.
They did.
That's not.
It was the first appearances of everybody. Like the important sequels, like you had to have fucking Civil War in there because you have to introduce Spider-Man. You had to have Ultron, unfortunately.
Hey, I wrote 2,000 words about how that's the linchpin of the MCU, and maybe that's what made Josh Whedon go crazy because they made him set up all this other bullshit. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not good. But it has some cool points, but it's like, what? Why?
Okay.
But yeah, it was of the events I've been to that almost killed me, that was probably the most fun.
Okay.
But it almost killed me.
Okay.
And the theater smelled like Chick-fil-A ass because Chick-fil-A was the food sponsor. So every meal, 6 meals were brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Some people left though and like came back. You were one of the few that like did it all the way through.
I decided I would walk out when there were breaks between them and like breathe real air and like maybe get some sun and then go back in and take my punishment like a man. But there were some people who were like, I got a hotel room. Yeah. I took a shower.
Oh, this person? Somebody here did it? Oh.
Yeah, like, I've seen these movies. I know, I've seen them too. This is the point. Pain is the point. I can't do it, but there's always a part of me that's like...
I mean, would you do it for like charity? Because I could see you like raising a lot of money if you did it something like that.
Fuck, Jackie, now I have to... I'd have done it for like real money, but now I gotta give it away because you just...
I know you're a good person. Like, Mark and I know each other very well. He's the type of guy that literally will give anything that he can for other people. So I know you would do that.
I don't want to.
But he would. And we're all going to guilt him throughout this show to make him do it. No, I'm just kidding now.
It's like, how did you die? Well, for charity. What did you do?
You're definitely getting to heaven after that, though. I mean, you died doing charity.
Maybe that's why, because I'm not getting to heaven otherwise, unless I donate a bunch of money to, I don't know, fucking kids.
Sick ones.
Or not sick ones, just fucking kids. Make a wish for somebody.
Yeah. Those ones are sick.
Are they, though?
Yeah.
I'm a horrible... See, that's why I'm not getting to heaven, because I say shit like that. All right, we should talk about the thing that was on the air over the weekend, in case anybody else saw it. It was a Cowboys-Philadelphia Eagles game. Did you guys watch that game? What, sports? No? Did you not? Watchmen premiered over the weekend.
Thus the notes, people, because that is
You got some
takedown
notes.
material on that one.
Okay, I'm going to name drop a little bit, only because it's part of the story.
Yeah.
I interviewed Damon Lindelof for The Hollywood Reporter once, like 6 years ago. And spent like 3 days with a dude and like a photo shoot. He got fancy ass goddamn clothes on because writers never dress as fancy as you do if you're in a photo shoot. He's like, "Can I keep that?" And we said, "No, because you're a writer, dude. Like Brad Pitt can walk away with that shit. You can't. We know where you are." So we interviewed him for a while, and we kind of hit it off because he's a nerd and I'm a nerd, and then we sort of kept in touch over the years. And I just started working on Castle Rock. And we had our like annual, hey, we should have lunch. And we never did, but that time he's like, yeah, let's fucking have lunch. So I go to lunch with Damon, and it's like an hour of just kind of like, hey man, you see this movie? Because we're nerds. And then at the end of it, he's like, hey, so Warner Brothers came to me with a thing that I don't know if I should do. And I said, ooh, this is interesting. It's like, what is it? He says, well, they asked me if I wanted to do Watchmen as a TV show. And I said, why? And he said, precisely. He's like, I don't think it should ever be anything but the book. Like, the book is one of my favorite books in the world. I love it to death. There is no reason on earth to try and adapt that book because A, the book is perfect, and B, they did it once and it was bad. So, I don't know if I should do it or not. And the one bit of advice that I had for him was, somebody's gonna do it. So at the very least, because you love it, you know where all the landmines are, and maybe you can find a way to tell a story that is not a rehash of what we already had, but does something new in this world.
It did a lot new.
It did a lot new. And so and then he went off, and I literally haven't seen him since. Every now and again, I'll fucking email him. And then, the fucking first trailer started to drop. I was like, oh, damn, that's for real. I was like, oh, shit, that's really happening. And Regina King, oh, that's cool. And then I saw it, and I was not at all prepared for what Watchmen was going to be.
I was a little prepared.
Have you guys all seen it before we go too deep?
Yeah.
Everybody,
good people.
I mean, we're not going to spoil heavily, but we're going to, you got to talk about some shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you haven't seen it yet,
you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
You're in for a treat. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to spoil the fuck out of it. And you're warned, and you can go off and watch Great British Baking Show, which if you haven't seen, you guys have seen Great British Baking Show, right?
Yes. It's on Netflix.
Have you not, though? Dude, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. And they're nice. It's a reality TV show where nobody's they're so nice to each other.
It's a reality show where nobody wins any money.
Yes.
Literally, these are the nicest British people with the worst teeth. If you've ever wanted to see the gallery of how teeth can be fucked up, watch Great British Baking Show, because there's always some dude who's 70 years old who's he's got the one tooth that's seceding from his mouth. It's I'm making a break for it. But it's literally the nicest people who just get in a tent in the middle of the woods over a weekend, we're just gonna bake. What are we gonna bake?
In a tent.
In a tent in the woods, and it's always raining because it's the UK. And it's the most diverse reality show you've ever seen, because there's always some lady in a hijab and some dude who's a Sikh, and then here's this old Indian lady, and none of them are attractive.
There's been
not
a
to be
couple
fair,
that...
but they're not Survivor attractive, where there's
It's not Love
so
Island.
I'm 24 years old, and I was a Playboy model, but now I want to win $1 million, so let me starve myself and punch things for a month. This is just I'd like to bake breads.
Yeah. And they literally have, this...
Oh! Hey! Come the other way, or over, sure.
Oh, or you could do that. Hi.
A little bit, but you should come and do the thing with us.
Yeah. Sure. Where's the other mic? Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, I'm taking this.
What's up, Johnny?
Yeah.
Is this your show?
This is my show.
Cool,
you want to be part of the show?
Yeah, man. That's
Sweet. All right, now you come and stand in the middle. I don't know why.
I'm doing all right.
I'm Malcolm.
Jacqueline.
How are you doing? I'm Malcolm.
All right, you come in the middle, because otherwise it's
All right.
This is literally happening on camera. It's awesome. We're so
Where's your camera?
organized. Right
This is great.
Straight ahead.
To celebrate Fat Man Beyond and Black Man Beyond,
Yes.
I bought the fattest, blackest person I know, Black Santa.
Yeah.
excellent.
Yep.
Black Santa.
All right, we got a camera up there. There should have been one over there, but there's
All
not
right.
anymore.
Yeah,
There's one
sure.
back over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah,
This is fucking weird, man.
we
It's fucking theater in the round right now. It is excellent.
I mean, we were just talking about Great British Baking Show, which
okay.
is
Yeah.
because we talked about it on Sunday.
We did. We have a blurred group. I don't know. Is this a secret?
It's your group, dude. Like,
Oh, all right.
Wait a minute. Y'all put the shit on Twitter. It's not a secret.
It's not a secret, right?
I crashed one day, and you're like, keep coming.
Yeah, you're in it now. We have a blurred group. It's a bunch of black nerds. For those who don't know, all right. Thank you. Give it up for black people being smart. Solid niche. And what we
That was like a
He can
syllable
say
away
that,
from being
y'all
something totally.
can't.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks that
Play it
joke
by
is
ear.
appropriate.
Yeah, and so what did we talk about? We talked about the Great British Bake-Off?
Yeah, baking show. Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about that.
We were talking about the Watchmen, though.
Yeah, we started
Yes.
with Watchmen.
Yes.
And then before we got into spoilers, we took a detour.
Look, you gotta undress for the Watchmen, seriously.
Yeah, nah, you got to flex a bit.
Take my jacket.
Hey, wait a minute.
Motherfucker.
Listen, wait a minute, though.
Reparations right there.
I want to talk about that, though, because that was the Watchmen. The Watchmen was so like a role
Now,
reversal.
did you get reparations? I think it was called on there.
reparations. Yes.
What they did, it seemed as though they almost substituted. This is alternate reality, right? Like it seemed as though they substituted Reagan for Robert Redford, essentially.
Yeah.
And became the sort of. If you see, who's seen The Watchmen? Seems like the right group for that question.
Yeah. I also warned people if they hadn't seen it, we're going to do spoilers a bit. Like, not deep spoilers, but we're going to glance off facts.
Couldn't even care, not my show. Watch television, nerds.
Not my show. I showed up 45 minutes late. Don't give a
I was shooting. I was shooting a thing, which is why I'm late, and not like a general. I'm a super cool actor. So I was shooting a thing that I can't talk about, but
Because, of course.
Because actors can never talk
you can
about
never
what
talk.
they're
This is
doing.
like the first thing I've never been able to talk about. It'll come in April. Everything else is like,
Can we guess?
yeah. What do you think the thing is that I just came from?
The movie that you were shooting that you can't talk about.
I'm looking at his face because, like, I'm like trying to see what they would have had to
What
do.
it looks like Hollywood would hire me
No, because if you had on some weird goatee, I'd be like, all right, he's doing a period piece. But this is now. I'm guessing this is now.
Okay.
That's all I got.
It's super.
This is really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. You freaking nailed it. It happens during 2019.
See? This is
Let's
now.
nail it. What's your? You get one guess.
I'm trying to think. All right, you can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it. It's not a major Marvel movie or something.
All right. Okay. I am Shang-Chi. Fuck that other dude.
Oh, man.
I'm Black Leopard. Oh, okay.
This is the thing.
cousin.
Like, we're going to actually stop because you're filming in town. There's like a list.
There's probably a thing, right?
Yeah, there's a
Doesn't
list
matter. Anyway,
of, like,
it's a thing. You'll
movies
see it.
filming
It'll be
in
great.
town.
Yeah.
So
That's
Watchmen.
Yes.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
We
I'm
won't
like-
talk about the young Nick Fury movie you were
Yeah.
just shooting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Rich Fury. Nick Angry. I'm doing a show called Nick Perturbed on Disney Plus.
It so would be on
It's gotta
Disney
be
Plus.
Nick Perturbed.
On the
Oh,
plus.
man.
I'm sick of you mother huckers.
And that's one to grow on.
It's yeah. It's a solid show. Is this what you do for like the whole half hour or hour?
Yeah.
What's your fucking bit? What's the shtick of the show? What's the shtick of the show?
Yeah.
You always have to figure out the shtick of the show when you join and you guest. You guys talk comics?
Ironically, almost never.
All right.
Which pisses people off so much.
It's got to be annoying.
A little bit.
So who will watch The Watchmen? I'm watching The Watchmen.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was talking about, like, oh no, Malcolm and I are going to talk about Watchmen. Oh, by the way, we're talking about race because this is maybe the blackest show that's on TV.
Oh, this is the blackest show on earth.
This is like when Dan Fogel tricked people into watching a black show, which is This Is Us. Like, y'all didn't know that, but that's a black show. HBO has tricked y'all to watching the blackest show on
This
television.
show is-
I'm telling you, this is
This
so
show
black.
got arrested by the cops yesterday on its way to HBO. This show had this show.
Definitely.
Its ID. It was like, hello, I'm the Watchman. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You live in this neighborhood? Yeah.
This show is Tyler Perry opening weekend. Like, this show is very serious.
Yes.
And I say that with love. 'Cause
Yeah.
Tyler Perry.
This is it.
So yeah, like if you
How
did...
Black? No, we need another How Black is the Watchman. How Black
That
is the
was the show,
Watchman.
by the way. We're good. Y'all are caught up
The
on
Watchman
everything
is
that
so
happened.
black it makes macaroni and cheese out of the government cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We need to really stop
The
this
Watchman is so
line.
black.
Oh my God.
The Watchman is so black. Liam Neeson is looking for it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Nobody's topping that. So.
The Watchmen is so black it was late for its own time slot.
Oh.
These jokes is fire. These jokes are fire. These are fire jokes about blackness.
All I'm picturing right now is Kevin watching this show, being like,
I can't leave for a second. I never should have let him do this. This show is so black.
This show is so black.
I got NBA All-Star Weekend in Houston, Texas.
There we go.
There you go.
This show is so black, Wes Anderson won't put it in a movie.
Oh. Stop. Like, wait a minute. Y'all are actors. I'm still employed, so.
No. I'm trying to get hired too, but I'm not gonna be in a Wes Anderson movie.
No.
Yeah,
Like-
that's never gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, so he'll see it.
Yeah.
Just go symmetrical. All right, symmetry jokes.
So Watchmen.
Watchmen is a solid program.
Yes. Very solid. And it starts off that way. Like that opening
Watchmen
scene.
is so black.
No.
It's the first movie to premiere on UPN.
Oh my God.
Oh!
That's the line?
Yeah.
Right. UPN.
A lot of offended UPN watchers here.
I like that Desmond Pfeiffer program.
Oh,
You leave it alone.
I used to love Homeboys in Outer Space. This is bullshit and malarkey. A lot of it. Sick of this bullshit. People maligning Desmond Pfeiffer.
So
Sparks. People are pissed off that Sparks isn't getting its due. Oh, no one's an early Terrence Howard fan?
No.
Guys.
next time, baby.
You can't hit them all. So, I'm the only one watching Sparks on UPN. So, you know what? Don't act so fucking sensitive when he fucking clowns UPN. Then you guys watching Sparks.
So race riots.
Yes.
So anyway, Watchmen starts off very much like this. Watchmen, I love Watchmen. Watchmen starts off, so here's what's interesting about the Watchmen, right? It starts off with the Tulsa, Oklahoma, with something called riots, the massacre, which is a real thing that happened in American history. Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
Closer than this? You yell at me during his black massacre story? All right. It's a choice. But you try to help me, I get it. So what's crazy is it opens on these bombings and these shootings of this prosperous black town, and a lot of folks thought it was like an alternate history thing that was happening, an alternate reality, but it was actually based on something that happens that's not taught about a lot in our history books, which is the bombing, the assault on Black Wall Street, which was black guy gets accused of assaulting white guy, whole bunch of white people then try and lynch him, they get deputized, and they go and slaughter the whole fucking town. Private planes, bomb it, blah, 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 this whole that. It's a departure from the comic books.
Because it's unclear if Alan Moore, the mage of Southampton, has like ever met a black person. I don't know.
But also, he doesn't like any version of the Watchmen he's ever seen.
He doesn't like any version of anything that's ever been made based on his work. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Only the artist's name is on the show. He's the only one who ever cashes the check.
Who is that guy?
That is Nate Gonzalez. He's part of the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's wearing a cool shirt.
Yeah,
It's got a lot of information.
Yeah, so we'll allow him to chime in every
All
now and
right.
then.
I want to add on that 300 killed in one afternoon and a day, and that was, they say it was probably one of the reasons why black wealth never prospered in the early 20s, because most of the rich black folks were living in Tulsa. So
It was. It's named the most prosperous town at the time, but it's also hugely covered up, and nobody talks about it. And I think the what is it? The aid. What is it? Not National Guard. They didn't want to give a official estimate. So anyway, it's the blackest show ever. It's a huge departure, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal because it's interesting as people talk about the importance of comic books and who has a say in what story's being told, and so this is a story that like a whole bunch of people are finding out because of this show, which is just preposterous and amazing and opportune and sad and all these myriad feelings. And we happen to know a guy involved in the show. I feel like we can't say his name or something. He's weird about it. Dan?
Yes.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say his name.
Okay, Rob.
Dan. It's okay. It's not
wait
like
a minute though. Speaking of people involved in the show, did you guys catch the weird cameo
From
like a little show maybe called Sleepy Hollow?
Yes.
What is that? Talk to me.
Tom Mison plays the creepy butler to there's Ozymandias, I
Ichabod
guess.
Crane, yeah.
Oh, is he on there?
That's Ichabod from Sleepy Hollow. Tom
Is
Mison.
that him?
That's him. I had to look it up, but I was right.
I was just weird coincidence.
Because he didn't have the beard and he doesn't have the long hair, but I recognized that British white like affectation.
He's amazing. I am actually another clue into what I'm working on. I'm working with someone from Sleepy Hollow tonight. Yeah.
IMDb.
The horse. I'm
gonna say this.
The horse.
I mean,
It's a space.
Yeah.
It's a space horse.
Space Horse. The thing about Watchmen is the comic book is very much about a question, right?
Yes.
And the question is, who watches the Watchmen? There's no actual supergroup named the Watchmen. There's no Motown band in the Watchmen. It is just the idea of who is policing the people who police us, who is keeping track of those more powerful than we are. This show also is about a fundamental question, which is who gets to be safe, right? Like, is it the police? The police in this world don't get to be safe because they gotta wear masks because they're afraid for their own livelihood. The one cop who doesn't wear a mask is Don fucking Johnson, who
If I was Don Johnson, I'd never wear a mask.
Let's just say it didn't end well for him.
It didn't end well
not
for him.
wearing a mask.
But it's like so much of the way that pilot works is, again, we're gonna spoil the fuck out of this. Don Johnson is the one cop who everybody knows who he is because he feels like he's safe. He feels like he's the avatar of control and of police and of power in this town. And so when at the end of this thing, he's like, "Oh, you got a call. You got to go. The dude who got shot is out of the ER. You can go see him." His wife is like, "Hey, you should maybe take some police escort. You should have somebody drive you." He's like, "No, I got this. I'm the chief of police." He drives out, gets killed because he thinks he's safe.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the show has taught us that the most powerful character in the show is Sister Night, played by Regina King,
Yes.
who is
Oscar winner.
And she's nothing but agency. She's nothing but power. She fucking goes into her secret cave, she puts on her fucking outfit, and she's just punching motherfuckers in the face. But she is deathly afraid of where she lives, of how she lives. When something goes wrong, she's got the go bag with the shotgun up in the bed. And
I mean, if you were going home to Yaya, I would make sure shit was safe too, because girls got it all right. I mean, there was some other scenes, ladies, yes.
But like
I first discovered him in the Get Down. He was freaking amazing in that.
Yes.
But if that character doesn't feel safe in her own home, in her own town, then what does that say about who gets to be safe? What does that say about who gets to have control over their own bodies and who gets to say who has agency over how they spend their time and their power and their very livelihood and themselves? And if Louis Gossett Jr., as I kind of think he is, like you meet him at the very beginning of the show as a little boy, part of the Tulsa, massacre, who survives. His father tucks a little slip of paper in his pocket that says, "Watch over this boy." And then we encounter him 105 years later as he's hoisted Don Johnson up into a fucking tree. And like, is that dude the leader of the white supremacist group? Like, and if he is, which I kind of think he is, what does that say about who gets to control power? Like, who gets to control fear? And who gets to levy fear as a weapon against everybody else?
That was extremely cogent.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I do here, man.
I mean, he's obviously going to show up more, but I was just like, I mean, doing lines in the bathroom at like the family dinner, I was like, this dude's got some layers that weird, you know. The thing I kind of actually keyed in on was just Regina's character, because normally that same archetype of the does a good job but kind of rogue, doing what she wants type character, that's always played by a dude. It's always played by a dude, and normally at the end of the episode, that's the character like Regina King that's getting killed to give that dude motivation for like the rest of the season. And like Yaya, who didn't have that many lines, but he looked good, that's like the wife that's quiet. Like, they just totally changed that, and I'm like, and that episode was directed by a woman. Like, before the episode finished, I was like, this has too much black in it to not have black people in that writer's room, and this has too much women in it not to have a woman's eye on it. And I just loved it. I lived for it.
He was definitely the supportive spouse.
Yeah.
He was definitely the attractive, supportive actor with a lot of credit spouse, which is what you usually get from the lady, where you're like, oh, okay, she's been acting for years, and okay, she plays lady over there.
But I mean,
like Judy Greer is always like lady next to people acting.
Or
But
in
it's
this
always the
one,
wife.
It makes it powerful. I think it really does a lot. I mean, if y'all don't know, Ya's about to blow up. He just got cast in The Matrix. He was in Aquaman. He's got Candyman next year that's produced by Jordan Peele's company. Like, that guy is about to blow up.
Out. He had, what is it? Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
You know, and the pilot was directed with such careful craft. Like, there's all of these overhead shots of shit that is just out of the book. When Regina King is separating eggs, and like the eggs are in the fucking smile of the smiley face, and there's a red splotch of blood in the one fucking yolk. There's that overhead shot of when the family's at the dinner table, and it is absolutely the doomsday clock looking down on it. Wow. And Don Johnson is at the like 11:55 of the doomsday clock. Yeah. Like, all of this shit is like, none of that's by accident. That is by an artist who's like working at the top of her game.
I also love that there's a setup where it seems as though you're in an alternate reality because the racial paradigms are shifted in a way that you're not used to. One, it opens with the Tulsa Massacre, which a lot of Americans are unfamiliar with. But then it has the white guy driving, listening to music. He gets stopped by an officer, by a black officer, and it's like very intimidating. And like, I know enough black folks who have been in that situations and have seen in cinema where that, and it sort of reverses. And because of that, I know I have friends I've seen where people were like, "Is this the alternate reality? Is it?" And it opens with Oklahoma with an all-black cast.
Yeah, black.
So
Oklahoma.
people are like, black people in Oklahoma. This is a sci-fi movie. This is a comic book sci-fi thing. Something's happening. Yeah. And it was just, they were just the cast of that particular production. Yeah. And her kids are white. She has adopted kids. It does a really good job of shifting paradigms and making you think about the archetypes and stereotypes and ideas of what you have about culture right off the bat, and sort of flipping it, even though it is essentially our world with just slight differences. And it's really amazing to watch that picture get painted. I really liked it. And as a fan of, I read the comic, I read the movie, and I think, you know, it's in the world of the Watchmen, but not a story that you've seen from the Watchmen.
Yeah.
Which makes it, to me, I think, way more interesting, because you don't have to worry about, you know, trying to translate 1970s themes to 2019, which is really hard.
Yeah, and The Watchmen gave you exactly that. Like, the movie is shot for shot, frame for frame, the comic book. Like, it is, every frame that is in the comic book is in the movie. It's from beginning to end. It's like, literally the only thing they change is the very end for the movie. And I was a huge fan of the movie. I fucking love Watchmen. I thought it was great.
You're that guy?
Shit. I'm the guy. I was there. I fucking think it's great. I don't care. I think it's great. I think it does action really well. It's very stylized. The colors are interesting. The story is fun. I hadn't seen characters like that or in that level. Like, I think probably Unbreakable is probably the first where we saw the sort of bigger superhero characters and characteristics being brought to a really gritty reality. I think in a way before the sort of Batman gritty ones, where you saw big yellow capes, right? We've got the big garish colors of Unbreakable and them trying to break. And so when I saw the Watchmen, I felt very much that same feeling, because no one has superpowers, right? It's just extremely stylized. and so I really like that aspect.
You were wondering what the game of the podcast is. The game of the podcast is the dude who stands to my right loves shit a lot, and then I stand here and shit on it for a while.
Okay. All right.
So
We figured out the shtick of the thing.
The shtick of the thing.
We figured out the shtick of the thing.
We did it. I mean,
Which is the name of my podcast, The Shtick of the Thing.
Shtick of the thing. Brought to you by Shtick.
By Shtick and Thing.
Yeah.
By Hasbro.
Yeah, I love the book. The movie is a translation of the book, but not an adaptation of the book. And it feels as if the mediums require a certain amount of flexibility when dealing, and they cut stuff because you can't just shoot that book. Like all the Black Freighter stuff is gone. The trans-dimensional squid that appears at the very end of the book just becomes a fucking bomb that blows up in New York. But it was slavish in a way that wasn't deep to me. Like, it was very surfacey. It looked amazing, but it never found what felt like the soul of what that book was, because it had to cut out half of that book, and some of the soul resides in the Black Freighter stuff. Some of that soul resides in the internal monologues of these characters that it's hard to do in a movie.
Did you see well, not that I sat through it, but there was a director's cut that I heard for the fans like you that had that opinion. They found it to be more enjoyable. Did you watch it?
I found it more. In that it's like they animated all the Black Freighter stuff and they reinserted it.
I wanted to see that. I never saw it.
Yeah, like, and that stuff is pretty cool, but it just becomes a longer exercise in not finding out what it's actually about.
Did you ever see Psycho? The remake?
The Gus Van Sant one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where, like, Vince Vaughn is masturbating in the closet?
Yeah.
That's his big ass.
Whose idea was like, no, let's do it exactly the same. But the guy from Swingers.
Yeah.
Am I right? I think I'm right on
that
this.
movie is a perfect example of what happens when you cast hot actors when hot actors are hot, and then you don't
That's
worry
interesting.
about making the rest, because both of those two were literally like the hottest thing at that point. If you want another example of that, even though I like this movie, Passengers is another example of that.
Passengers.
With Chris Pratt and Jennifer
That
Lawrence.
movie is not a good idea.
That movie was two
watched that
very
whole
popular
movie.
actors at the same time.
Yes. You know what they should have did? Also, it should have been a surprise that, like, he opened, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
there's
her
a
character.
great
There's like a great chance for a better story.
There's a great video by Nerdwriter where he breaks down if they would have changed the order, how that movie was better.
It would have been great.
But we're talking about the Watchmen.
Sorry. Also, Chris Pratt's a horrible person in that.
Oh, he's a murderer.
Yeah.
He's a legit murderer.
I'm sorry, man.
But they got a tree.
I was lonely.
They got a tree.
I was
got
lonely.
a tree.
They got a
got a
tree.
tree.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I'm attractive, man. I mean, I had to let you out.
Yeah.
Watch Guardians. That's my impression of Chris Pratt in Passenger.
It's really good.
Watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
Jurassic World, yo? Did you see?
Hey, watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Dinosaurs.
I saw that. Those movies are horrible too, man.
I like
What?
Jurassic World.
Oh, it's good.
A lot.
Oh, it's good.
Unironically.
Oh, it's good.
Judge me. Don't care.
It's good. What's the premise of that? The movie's stupid, man.
No,
I'd do all of them. I'd be in all of them if anyone asked me.
But for now,
enjoy-
right now,
Right now?
they're garbage.
You know what it is? The music hits, they open the park, and I am back to being
It's-
like
you know what's-
93 and happy. I
say
don't
that,
care.
It's actually true because I talk a lot of shit, but I was watching it last night. What is it? Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah.
Kingdom of the
Yeah.
Dinosaurs. And it's one of those things where like, you, as a dissenting person, I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. They let out these goddamn dinosaurs again. Oh, they're gonna get out. All right. And then you see some scene where it's just like the most beautiful thing, like Chris Pratt and Ron Howard's kid and
Bryce Dallas Howard. She has a name.
I went to school with her. I went to school.
Listen, all of his children are named after the places in which they were conceived.
Yeah.
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 No.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
true.
Where is
Bryce Canyon.
Bryce Dallas? Is that
Yes.
his name?
Bryce Canyon.
I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah, no. It's
I have nothing to say.
he's got another kid, U-Haul.
Stop. I knew this was going somewhere.
But it's true though.
I knew this was going somewhere. This is my daughter, Happy Days. How young's this crowd?
I mean, we're in a bar. We're canal. All right, are you
I
gonna
got a lot
watch-
of Andy Griffith riffs. We want to do that.
Are you gonna watch the rest of Watchmen? Are you strapped in?
Yo, I'm so ready. I'm so excited about who this is gonna piss off. I am. I get excited.
Have you met Twitter? Because
so
all of them are angry.
I haven't met any of these people. I feel like
actually the movie I think has been like it's still 93% certified fresh on the tomato meter. I might add the Watchmen for the first season already, and honestly I think it's one of those ones. It's on HBO. People are gonna watch it. They made Barry a hit. Like that. I mean, and Barry is a brilliant show, but that's not the type of show that usually breaks through the consciousness. Like I think people are gonna watch it. Westworld is about to come back. It's gonna have a great lead in. Like, I think it was too true for people to be as racist as they wanted. They were like, "Oh, is it a thing that happened? Fuck." Fuck. Yeah.
I was gonna say some shit about that.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah. And that trended on Twitter all night long. It was huge. The Tulsa massacre. Yeah. And Black Wall Street. Yeah.
You gonna watch, Jackie? You strapped in?
I'm strapped in. I also am just a huge fan of Regina King. I love
Regina King
is
a goddess. She's been one of the best actresses since she was like 11 years old on 227. 227. And that's the thing. She's one of the most versatile. And full disclosure, I worked with her. It's not really disclosure. It's name dropping, but full disclosure. But I think she's one of the most versatile actors of our day. I mean, she's been in 227. She's been in Friday. She's Watchmen. She's in Southland. She was in the Will Smith movie with the technology.
Enemy of the State. Also American Crime.
Boondocks. She's all the little boys' voices on the Boondocks.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire.
There is nobody who has had as varied a career as Regina King and brought in such powerhouse performances. There are very few, if you could name them, who've done that.
And then I also want to add, she also is doing this at 40 to be like, I'm literally gonna be the baddest bitch in the room, and she is. Yeah. That is so cool.
And she's not 40 though.
Yeah, she is.
Really?
Yeah, she is 43.
I'm not gonna out this black woman's age just in public.
I'm just saying that is a very carefully manicured age.
No, I mean she's public about it. She said like Damon when he cast her was like, and you're gonna go work, girl, and she was let me do it.
I think she's older.
You think she's older?
Yeah. We were doing with Jussie Smollett. Where we were quiet at first.
In future, if that's my age, y'all motherfuckers better lie.
We were trying to be
25.
quiet to hide it for a while.
She's been Kaiser Soze in that age for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I don't know. She's a beautiful woman and she's doing lovely work.
She's perfect and immortal.
Yeah,
and I love
that's all I have to say about the great Regina King, my queen, Regina King.
There you go.
All right, so we are all here on board with fucking Watchmen. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Then you can come back and watch because we spoiled decent things in it. But Jackie is here for another reason, because Jackie wrote a fucking book.
With some other people. I want, Marc is literally I typed this whole damn thing, which I didn't. Actually, what it is called Rotten Movies We Love, and it's from the Rotten Tomatoes editorial staff, which I'm a member of. And yeah, it's really dope, guys. We went through, because one of the things we found is we talk about these movies and people will come up to me and be like, why did you give Step Brothers a rotten rating? And I'm like, I did not give Step Brothers a damn thing. I just write editorial on the site, I didn't do it. However, the critics at the time, when they saw Step Brothers, they didn't understand its brilliance. It found a cult status, and then people now love it and it's beloved. And we took this opportunity to kind of sit down and find some of these films, and we enlisted people like Leonard Maltin, who's a really fancy film critic. We got him to talk about rotten movies he loved, and a bunch of other folks like April Wolfe, who is soon to be writing Black Christmas. She wrote for the LA Weekly. Just a ton of critics just kind of talking about, hey, this movie may have a bad score, but we love it. So
I like X versus Seva.
Yeah, and it's in here too. This is the zeros, the Hall of Fame, the lowest ratings. And
y'all remember X versus Seva?
Yeah.
Yo, I thought that was based on a video game when I first saw it. I was like, what? I was like, yo, I gotta get this for my Turbo Genesis. X versus Seva? Yo, I'm gonna be X. You be Seva.
But yeah, no, no, it was really great. And Paul Feig did an introduction for it, which is awesome.
Very cool. Where can people buy said book?
So you can literally buy it anywhere right now. Books are sold on Amazon, and you can also go to our website at Running Press. They were the lovely publisher that let us put out this crazy thing. And
luckily, for people in the house, once we do our Q&A, the book is going to be one of our fancy-ass prizes.
Yeah, and in addition to each book, we'll also have a little gift card slid in there.
Which I slid out, and I'm holding in my pockets.
Okay, yeah.
So, like,
you can go to Star Wars on Rotten Tomatoes. So, yeah. And those are Fandango gift cards that you can use to buy tickets.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Tell your friends. Rotten movies we love. Yeah, it was awesome.
Jackie, thank you so much for coming and playing with me. Thank you. Thank you for being my fill-in Malcolm.
I'm not going to stay longer. I've got to go.
Hey! You know what we're going to do now?
No. I don't know how this show works.
As is my wont, I found some news, and we're going to talk about some news.
Let's do the news!
That's so much better than what we usually do.
Is that the thing
that you guys do? Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Thank you.
You guys need, is this for a podcast?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many times I told you in every email and message.
No, I'm not even gonna lie to you, my dude. I stay not listening. Like, do we do like a ditty just for the listeners? Like, boom, 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 boom.
We got the news, son. We got the news, son. I scattered the universe and the website. I found everything that I think is super tight. We talking the news, son. We got the news, son.
No, news.
Whoa! We're not just gonna loop that.
Yeah, you just loop that.
And you know what happens? You don't get any money.
That's cool. I'm rich. Most of my money's in movies. Not podcasts. I'm an actor. Well, I do well.
No, this is the part of the show.
Is this it?
This is the part of the show where I scour the internet for news that other people broke, and I copy and paste it, and then we talk about it.
That's solid, man.
Right?
This is the part where I act like I know what you're talking about.
Sweet. And because we haven't done this for a while, you, never, me, in a stretch.
Sure.
There's some stuff that's I'm not gonna say stale, but important, but not like he broke yesterday. Did you know that Kevin Feige is now running the universe?
Kevin Feige is doing great.
He's doing good. Microphones.
Yeah, he is now the lord and master of everything to do with Marvel.
Yes, he's been named, not only he's the head of whatever he is the head of right now, but he's now been named, creative master
Chief Creative Officer
for
Marvel, and it now encompasses everything. It had just been the studios and the movies, but now it's the publishing, and more importantly, the television.
Now, here's the thing. What's cool is that I feel like the worlds are going to be even more connected now. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because you have this guy. But I feel like he should give himself a cooler title. You know what I mean? Like, you're the head of everything of a Marvel universe. Why would you call yourself Chief anything? I'd be like, I'm Ambassador Two-Door, the Abbot. Do you know what I mean? Chief Abbot de Lecto, Esperanzo,
Supreme
de Wakanda, de Samarius.
Yeah, he's the Chief Supreme Allied Commander.
Yeah, et al. X.
Esquire. Like, I'm a lawyer now.
Yeah,
fuck
why
it.
are you just like, I'm Chief of Captain America? Idiot. He's never gonna make it. Kevin Feige has a short career.
Yeah. But so he is now overseeing everything at Marvel, including all of their TV shit, which previously had been overseen by Jeff Loeb, who was the executive that Marvel hired when they first got into TV, and he's responsible for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter and the Netflix sort of quintet of shows.
I love those shows.
Some of which fared a little bit better than others. Jessica Jones was a big hit. Luke Cage was a big hit. Daredevil was a big hit.
I feel like are you gonna...
Am I gonna shit on Iron Fist?
Yeah.
No. No, it was. Yeah, we got time. It was.
I got anecdote about Iron Fist that I feel like I can't tell.
Don't do that.
Yo, so I run into Iron Fist, right? I'm not even gonna lie. It feels like a lie because I'm telling it like it's Brooklyn, but No, I'm not gonna tell this story, man. Anyway, I run into all these defenders at Comic-Con. Nah, this guy is so nice though. The
Finn
Iron
Jones?
Fist dude, he's so nice.
He's very nice.
Have you ever met him?
I did once at a convention.
Yo, that dude is mad nice, man. I was like taking a picture and I was with like Daredevil and I was with Daredevil. I was with the homie D&D.
Yeah, Daredevil, my cousin Pookie, Rosario.
Oh, my bad. Daredevil's just this dude in the projects we call Daredevil. He be jumping off of shit, trying drugs you shouldn't try.
Yeah.
He's a crazy dude.
Go run into that wall. All right, man.
All right, man. Yo, jump off that shit, Daredevil. You know how I do.
That boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right. That boy ain't right.
So what's your Iron Fist story?
Yo, I went to take a picture with Daredevil and then Iron Fist leaned in and I was like, Iron Fist.
How'd that go?
I was like, yo, just take the picture. Use your fist, hit the shutter. That's not what happened. That's not what it is. He's a very nice guy, and he stood in the middle, so I couldn't crop him.
Because that's not the first time he's done that shit.
Like, I got this. You're not gonna... Stand over here, Matt.
Yeah. There's a whole year worth of him getting cropped out of photos. He's like, nah, I'm in the middle.
I love that there's just a year's worth of like fans with cropped photos of just Daredevil and Iron Fist. Who's the guy at this? The guy, Iron.
Half the time it's just a photo of them by themselves. The lighting is nice.
I talk mess, but he's a very nice guy.
He is. Horrible Iron Fist, but a nice man.
I don't know. I haven't seen the show.
You've made a wiser decision with your time than I did. Because I watched all of it.
Yo, you know what I watched until my man, what is his name? Tan?
Louis Tan?
Louis Tan. Yo, that's my dude right there. I did a panel with him because he was almost Iron Fist. He was like the Asian guy who was going to be Iron Fist and didn't make it. And it was sad. Here, I can feel like I can speak about this objectively.
I would like to see this happen, sir. Please do.
Well, this was the crazy thing, right? One, like, there's a huge, and you care probably, like, you know, it was a huge opportunity to have an Asian lead for Iron Fist, you know what I mean? And like, how cool would that poster have been with those people across there? But also, Louis Tan is a great actor and so well trained in martial arts. This guy is a machine and if you watch Into the Badlands, this cat is on Into the Badlands now. This dude, yeah, what was that? She know. He is a beautiful man. This dude is using you go to his Instagram, he's just doing flips with sticks and nunchucks and stuff. You know what I mean? My Instagram is me, like, not showing you me smoking weed. Like, it's just... That's all the content is
just
me
crop it out. It's always
trying
you.
not to show you that I'm smoking weed.
Just lots of you with, like, one hand, like, out of the frame.
Yo, I was at Comic-Con the other day. Somebody walks to me while I'm doing something legal. And, right? And and people don't notice. They're like, hey, man, can I take a picture? I'm like, hey, yeah, man, go but Louis Tan is actually just doing martial arts.
His look what I can do is not just smoke weed off camera.
Like smoke ring. Got you. No, but he's like freaking amazing. It's so crazy that they wouldn't. So I actually was binging that to get to him because he wound up playing like the Drunken Master on there. So I was just like wanted to see him go so badly. But he's on Into the Badlands, and I think he's got some stuff working right now because nobody.
Mortal Kombat.
He's playing Louis Tan.
Liu Kang.
Yeah, Louis Tan. I'd play Louis Tan. Like, that dude is badass. I saw him walking with a little puppet dog. It was the most adorable thing to like see somebody that could kill you that's with like a little dog that's like, how's it going?
Because he's a human person.
He's a human, three-dimensional individual.
Who likes things, including tiny dogs. And death.
That dude is bad. I can't believe. Well, that's what frustrated me watching, getting back to like a topic, was that the fighting was so bad on Iron Fist. It was like, you guys ever watch Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, with David Carradine? And David Carradine, it was like, he had the show back in the 70s, I think, and then he came back and it was The Legend Continues, and they still had him, and and anybody know, this is another case of a white man taking an Asian person's job, because it was supposed to be Bruce Lee back in the day, and then it wound up being David Carradine, and then David Carradine is Kung Fu, The Legend Continues, and they use him, no stunt double, and there's a part that they use in the beginning theme where it goes like this. Is David Carradine. He's 187 when the movie, and he kicks like this. He goes like. They gave him a whole show. They paid this man. He's just walking the earth.
Kicking things that are like this high. If it's 3 feet tall, I got this. I'm kicking a bunch of shit.
He's kicked the shit out of shrubbery. No shrubbery was left. What's your topics? How's your topic shit?
So yeah, Marvel TV.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, man. I'm excited. I'm a huge fan of all of that, man.
So like Marvel TV was like very siloed away from the movies. Like all of those things were like, everybody was hoping like, oh man, is fucking Luke Cage gonna show up in Endgame? No. Because
but you always knew no TV, because that's just a Hollywood thing. Like no TV person was gonna make it into the movie. Do you know what I mean? I never felt like they were gonna bring them into the world ever. I felt like, because they barely wanted the movie people in there. Like they bring Samuel Jackson for like a line or something like that, or at the most they'd mention like the incident at New York or something like that. There'd be like a newspaper in the background of like every one of those shows. But I think it was just too large a world, and like they didn't want to mess with the movie money. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But if they thought they could have made that, and Hollywood, they go like, oh, if they're not a movie star, we're not making him a movie star if he's on TV, you know?
Yeah, but I think that now that it's all under Kevin Feige, like all of that shit becomes fluid. Like now that you're having a Falcon and Winter Soldier show, now that you're having a WandaVision show, now you're having a Loki show, it is now, we can do all of it at once. And it would not surprise me if, in one of those shows, fucking Tom Holland Spider-Man shows up. Because you could do that.
Yo, you know who made Iron Fist? Yo,
yeah,
that same dude made Inhumans.
He worked twice.
Yo, that stuff is garbage.
Yeah, I saw Inhumans in the movies.
Yo, you shouldn't have.
But I felt somebody needed to, and I was the one. Because in the movies, there's nobody else there but me.
No, man, that's not. And look, hey, dude who made Inhumans, feel free to make fun of my stuff, whatever I've done. It's all pretty good. But
I'd like to see you try.
Yeah, it's a solid. Check my IMDb right now. It's fucking solid. I got one B movie in there. It's on purpose. It's 10.0 Earthquake. It's a lot of fun. It's not a good movie, but it's fun.
Some days.
The effects are as good as Inhumans. Go see 10.0 Earthquake. It's my one not great movie.
Everybody's going to have the one.
Yeah. That guy's got two. Inhumans and all of Iron Fist.
Here's to
yeah. Who's the guy who liked Iron Fist in here? It's the guy who was in love with UPN?
Yeah.
I want that cross-section of people that like really liked Iron Fist and hates UPN jokes because it's offensive. That Venn diagram.
Sorry, Scott Buck.
Blackman Beyond. Sorry.
We ain't never working for that dude.
Yeah. He's not gonna put me in a movie. Wes Anderson ain't putting me in shit. Not gonna be in this fucking Inhuman shit that's going down. My career is safe.
Did you read the comic book Bone back when it was out? Do you remember that?
No,
book?
They're making a thing now.
They are. Netflix is making a series based on Bone, animated series. It's a gorgeous fucking book.
Is that something people are excited about? I don't know anything about it. Okay.
Amy's excited.
I believe you.
Yeah, it's her birthday.
Birthday
so
girl.
She gets to be excited about shit.
Okay, all right. So what's your what would you like about Bones? Sorry, give me a second.
No, sorry.
What do you like about Bones? Oh man, this isn't gonna work. You ain't got no microphone.
Shout at the top of your lungs.
See, you only got 5 seconds. This is as close as you're gonna get to famous right now. You. You like the cute monsters. There's cute monsters.
There's cute, adorable fucking monsters.
Happy birthday to you and your fucking sick dreams and interests. Weirdo. Was it Bones? Based off the TV show?
It is, yes. It is about these cute, adorable little creatures who are traveling through the world investigating crime scenes.
Yeah! Yeah.
Hey, Phone Bone, what's that? That's a dead body. Oh, shit, let's find out what happened to him.
Oh!
Let's get Eugene Bird in here. Eugene Bird will tell us what's up.
It's a deep cut, no one knows.
Deep cut. Look at it. That one's for us.
That one's for us, for the Bird group. Eugene Bird fans?
Anybody? No.
Oh my! I'm gonna play this silence for him when I see him later because he's a friend of mine, and it's gonna be awesome. So thank you for not knowing who he is. I'm gonna play this part all day.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, I'm like, hey
Gene,
man,
what's
Eugene,
up?
You hear that? Yeah, that's the people who don't know who you are.
We'll ask
Eugene's in everything. He has a long enough career. I can make fun of him. Fuck him.
We'll dub in some crickets.
We'll put in crickets.
Like the sound of tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
Whatever that sound is, just.
Eugene is a guy he's in everything you've ever seen. He's an Arrow. He's the black guy that was on Beverly Hills 90210. Think of the black guy. That's him. That's the guy. Sure. If that's the
Probably.
that's the fucking episode, then that's what happened. Was Vivica A. Fox on it? No, I don't think that was Beverly Hills 90210. I love that whatever show, there's just a black guy playing basketball. Whatever the fuck show it is. It was Melrose Place.
Speaking of black people, because that's what we're doing.
Finally.
Jada Pinkett Smith
She's black.
is black, according to reports, and is coming back to the Matrix.
Yo, I heard about this.
Yes, Niobe is returning to the Nebuchadnezzar, or whatever the fuck those words mean.
Nebuchadnezzar, yeah. Yo, I used to have a rap with Nebuchadnezzar in it.
How did you do that? Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah. Never the better, never the lesser. Meet the captain of the Nebuchadnezzar shit. I just rhymed a 5-syllable word. I'm done.
Yeah, you did it though.
I did it. I don't know.
Fuck it, you win.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I played the Matrix video game that she was in. Remember that? Do you guys remember? That game was like new shit when it came out, man. Like you were doing all types of moves and stuff. Like this was before Max Payne and stuff, and you had like combinations. And then the story happened. It was the first one they would have the cut screens to the story with the real actors who shot bonus footage. My Denzel finger. They shot bonus footage for the game. And then there was like a kiss. Fucking Niobe kissed, what's that French lady?
Oh, Monica Bellucci?
Yes! Solid video game.
Just a touch.
This is a good video game, man. Whoo!
We got ladies going to second base.
Second base with other ladies. Yeah, no, it's great. I love transition, segue. What I love about Jada Pinkett's acting and her career, Jada Pinkett has such an interesting career because I feel like she just shows, when you're married to Will Smith, you just show up to whatever movie you feel like. I feel like half the movies she didn't even audition. She just walked up, she was like, I'm shooting today. They were like, yeah, okay, yeah, Jada's.
Yeah.
Give her a cape or something? I don't. Leather
it's Bewitched,
jacket?
but sure, we can find a place for you in Bewitched if you want.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird, but
This is weird, yeah, being Bewitched. I don't care.
it's animated, but like, she could be on set for that.
Gotham? You guys see her in Gotham? Same thing. She walked on the set. They were like, we don't have a character for you. I'm Fish Mooney. That's not. Is that in the Batman? Fish Mooney.
I mean,
I don't know who that is.
Gladys?
I don't.
No, Fish.
Fish Mooney. I don't. Just give her the fucking thing. We have Penguin waiting. He's in the. I don't give a fuck. She said she's playing Fish Mooney. Get a fucking.
You guys,
put her
Will
name on the call
Smith
sheet.
is gonna kill
He's gonna
all
kill
of us if we don't let her do this.
She's doing it. She's doing the lines now.
We didn't write any.
I don't. Just go. Act with her, little bat boy. Act with her.
But she is returning to the Matrix universe, and to balance out her blackness, as is Neil Patrick Harris, is also going to be in the new Matrix movie.
Yeah, but to outbalance that whiteness, we got Yaya from Get Out, Flash C, bring it full circle, homeboy from the Tulsa, Watchmen, bam. But you know what? It's not just about black.
This has either been the best idea or the worst idea.
Honestly, it's not my fucking show.
You
There
don't care? I'm gonna bounce right out.
Honestly, I can blow it up. I don't care, man. Like, I'll just see you Sunday and just be blowing smoke. I don't care.
Yeah. No, this is great. I had so much fun.
You're like, I'm gonna see you Sunday. I'm like, man, the show go well, man? He was like, nah, man. Either way, man. Either fucking way, man.
I paid just as much.
Paid either way, man.
Yeah, but the Matrix movies were always kind of incredibly progressive when it came to casting.
Amazingly. Well, I mean,
They were the Watchmen of the future.
Yeah, Zion, and it was just, you have Lauren Fishburne as the sort of guru. Like, it was amazing. I will admit that I'm pretty sure I was watching it in a dorm, and I slept through it like the first 2 times I saw The Matrix. I was like, oh man, lots of stuff happening in there. a lot of things going down. Is it made by the same guy who did, what's the movie? Fuck. He made a movie before that where it's like the same aesthetic design, where it's like Switch, it's like Gina Gershon.
Bound.
What? Bound.
Yeah.
Is that the same people? Because I remember
That's
watching.
the Wachowskis.
I remember watching The Matrix, thinking, man, they wearing the same jackets from Bound.
Bound was their audition piece for The Matrix.
That's all I had.
They had written The Matrix and they sold it to Warner Brothers. And they're like, we want to direct it. They're like, you've never made a movie before. And they were like, but we want to do this. And they said, we don't know if you can. You should make another movie before we let you do The Matrix. And so then they wrote and directed Bound to show them that they could make a movie. And then they were like, okay, clearly y'all about this leather shit. Go get it.
They good with leather. I guess give them.
They got Joey Pants to show up, and we like Joey Pants. So
just as long as they use Joey Pants and leather, then give them the money.
Every time. Yeah. And when we don't make money, they don't have Joey Pants and or leather.
No.
Cloud Atlas has neither. Yeah.
Man, they made bad movies. If I offer you nothing else but this complex critique, some people make bad shit sometimes. That's how that goes. Except for me. Check my fucking discography. It's perfect.
10.0 Earthquake.
It's fucking 10.0 Earthquake. You know what? That's just a song on the whole career. But you know I'm one of you.
That's like the beauty mark on Cindy Crawford's face.
Yeah.
It's like everything else is awesome. Just one little bit that's not perfect.
She was almost
and that's
too perfect.
what makes it awesome.
Yeah. 10.0 Earthquake.
That's what makes her human.
This movie's gonna make $7 more today.
We got 2 streams, son.
We got 2 streams. What the fuck? What the fuck?
See, you didn't think you were gonna get anything out of today.
I didn't think so.
You got 2 streams.
I just see him at home, just constantly refreshing. Just no.
God damn it.
Holy shit! What is it, babe? 10.0 Earthquake. We're hit. 2 streams. Transition, motherfucker.
I'm trying my best to hop on the Segway, and it's hard. Speaking of black people and things, Zoë Kravitz is our new Catwoman.
Good.
See, right?
I'm excited, but I actually think that's a really good choice. I feel like Zoë Kravitz has been putting her work in, being there. I'm interested in her being weird. I'm interested. She's sexy. I feel like she hasn't, like, we've seen her, but we haven't seen her do anything that made you go like what's the thing that's pulling us all in here? And I feel like that could be a really fun breakout role for her. It's always funny watching backlash of this stuff where someone's like, but I feel like it's only coming from racists, so I just try not to watch racist things. Like, racists are funny because they don't know history. Like, it's just weird. Like, did you wake up 7 minutes ago? Like, it's just weird and like a weird sort of racist. It's weird because they're like mad at they're race swapping. Selena Kyle is just like, you've never heard of Halle Berry or Eartha Kitt. This is a new thing for you. This is the first time you've ever heard. You just watched, I don't know what version. Yeah, who is that?
Yeah.
What version? What bubble did you live in where you just watched the second Batman? You only watched that one Batman.
Huge fan.
These motherfuckers better not change this shit. I'm in love. I know everything about Catwoman based off Batman 2. I can't. If they change this fucking bitch's ethnicity based off this movie I saw that one time. Ooh.
I'm gonna plant a cross and burn it.
Ooh. If there's any black people on Watchmen too, I'm gonna screw everything. Better not talk about anything on anything.
No, I'm down for this choice because I think you're right. She could be a little freaky if she wants to be, and letting her out of that particular box would be
At the
great.
end of the day, she is Lisa Bonet's kid. Lenny Kravitz's?
Yeah.
And then she's hanging out Jason Momoa's house or something, at least.
Like for holidays.
Yeah, she's at least, what are they? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not here because I have facts. Anybody can have facts. Okay. Facts. This one over here with the fucking knowing things.
Information.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Fucking knowledge. So but I feel like that's had to rub off. Do you know what I mean? You can't be in that house and not want to put on some leather and say, perfect.
It is not the first time she will have done that.
They do that at brunch. They do that at brunch. This is the same. I believe she could do it the same way I knew that Joaquin could be Joker. Because I was like, oh, this is shit he does on Saturdays. Like, this is... Like, they were like clearly Todd was just shooting the home movies with him. And like, Joaquin is just home dancing. And it's like, tape it. Like, what the fuck is it? I don't know. We'll call it the Joker. I don't fucking...
We'll write some shit around it.
We'll write around it. Right around it. Do some... He's still dancing.
I have no segue to the last story because there isn't one.
I segued you to the Joker.
You did. I don't want to talk about that because I've done it already.
Oh, let's talk about what's the other shit we were talking about. I got allergies. This is not cocaine.
I'm allergic to cocaine.
I'm allergic to cocaine. So my allergies are wreaking havoc right now.
Speaking of cocaine, did you ever watch Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas?
I'm not gonna do this with you. What is this? Who?
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas
That sounds like a racial slur.
was a Jim Henson production it's a Christmas special that aired in like 1976 about a bunch of poor otters who literally have no two sticks to rub together, like Emmett Otter's just like the young kid in the family who just wants to join a jug band, and like he's got the fucking wash basin that he poked a hole in so that he could like put a string in and like have a little band and win the music contest, and the prize was like a ham or some shit
that can't be right.
At the end. And their big competition was the River Bottom Nightmare Band. And they were like fucking wolves, and they were angry and scary. They were doing like fucking prog rock and shit.
Is this part racist?
No, because it's all like white trash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's like white trash versus white trash for like the white trash ham of the year.
Okay, I'll watch this.
Yeah. You should. It's like adorable, and the songs, because it's fucking Jim Henson. It's a Muppet universe.
Yeah, I'll fuck with him.
Britt McKenzie.
That sounds
from
familiar.
Flight of the Conchords.
Britt.
Hello, Britt.
McKenzie.
Jermaine.
Flight of Conchords.
Hello. Brett. We're going to roll attendance. Britt, Jermaine, here.
Jermaine, here.
Here.
All right, everyone's present.
All right. Britt, who has
that bit went well.
Yeah, really. Who has an Oscar for having written a song for the Muppet movie.
Who does?
Britt.
He has an Oscar. I just.
It's like,
yeah, Britt has an Oscar.
Bitch, of course he has an Oscar.
The Jim Henson song. Sorry. I'm behind on Britt's opus.
Yes. For writing Man or Muppet.
Am I man or am I Muppet?
That one.
Is that how it went?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought I accidentally nailed the melody.
give me the fucking Oscar.
Did I accidentally crush that?
You really did, man.
How did I? Is that another song? Is that a different song? Am I man or am I? No musical theater people in here.
No, that's some
fucking
David Goulet shit.
Y'all caught me on my Goulet shit right now. I'm on my Goulet shit. So Britt
is going to write and do the music for the remake of Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
They're remaking that.
They're remaking it.
Was there a call for that?
I mean, there's always a Christmas. And,
okay.
you know, white trash needs Christmas specials, too.
They do need.
Now
Christmas.
more than ever.
No.
Yeah.
Black Santa's the man to give it to him. Imagine you white trash and Black Santa come down with your shit.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Do we light a fire now?
No. How do we look at
I'm not
this?
sure how to treat Black Santa.
We had to do the same thing when y'all took Jesus, so just take these fucking gifts. Go about your day. What's up? I don't know how his show works. But
I don't know if it works anymore. I
don't know, man.
We'll try.
Man, this was a long career I had. It was good. It was solid.
It was a good push.
I'm
man.
sad I didn't get to break out, but it went pretty well.
We should talk just a little bit before the news is over.
Oh, okay. It was a good segment.
That was awesome. And we're
The news is over.
Nice.
That was good. You got to bring back the song. It's gonna be a hot thing.
JC, we got to cut that shit up and drop it and everything.
Drop that shit, JC.
Drop that shit, homie. We're gonna get to Q&A in a second, but you were in The Boys.
The TV show. It was a good career.
Take care, everybody. Drive safe. Tip your waiter.
What?
How was it? How did it feel to play a writer who never gets laid?
You tell me.
This is some underhand softball shit. Like, come on, man, hit it.
I tried not to tell that joke.
I know, I saw you. That was the fucking dilemma of the agents.
It took me every time. I was like, I don't know what he did. You gotta say it. What are you doing?
You just fucking laid it out there, right over the fucking plate. You gotta swing, bitch. You can swing.
I was like bullying myself into that joke. Say the fucking joke, man. Who is he to you? Say the fucking joke. Say the
and now we
thing.
know. And now we know.
Say the fucking thing.
How did you end up on that show?
This is how I ended up on the show. I'm gonna do that stupid setup where I know So I was on a show called Timeless, and it was.
There it is.
It's so fucking Hollywood. They like Spielberg. He's like, so I did a little movie called E.T.
Like,
I'm not that big, but it's like my most famous thing. So it's like, if you're gonna, it's so stupid.
I was doing heart surgery on this guy, and he was like, "Listen, you're great. Would you like to be in a TV show?"
Yeah, that's how it happened. I'm Daniel Who is the open heart surgeon? Was it Daniel? It's too late for that reference. Doesn't matter.
Sorry.
So anyway,
I'm like Leroy.
Yeah. Was it Leroy Hart? The first black man to do open heart
Leroy
surgery.
Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins. Open heart surgery. That's your heart. Stop. You done.
A we for everybody.
So the way I joined The Boys, I did Timeless, which was written by Sean Ryan and Eric Kripke. Eric Kripke is amazing. They're both amazing. I think they had a show. He had a show Revolt or something or Res. I'm fucking up the name.
Revolution.
That's exactly what it was. And it had Giancarlo Esposito, which is why Giancarlo Esposito is now on The Boys. And so what happened was Kripke probably texted me, emailed, whatever fucking modern innovation for technology and communication. He
sent a raven.
Yeah, he sent an owl, and was like, "Hey, do you want to do this thing?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "We'll eat and whatever." And this is a spoiler for those. Have you guys seen The Boys? All right. Well then, no spoiler for this one then. So he goes, and he's talking to me about the show that he's doing. And here's the thing: when you hear stuff before you do it, you assume like, oh, maybe they'll happen. You don't know, and even the storyline, you never really know. He's like, it's great, because you're in sort of almost like an AA meeting, and you get your dick froze off, and because from the superhero, like from fucking her, she breaks your dick off, and blah blah blah, this and that. And I'm just sitting there having a drink, and I'm like, yeah, cool, man. I mean, yeah, sure. Whenever it.
Yeah, you pay my quote.
Yeah, if you need. Well, it's not even. I'm not even. You know what I mean?
I mean, but you got paid.
Yeah. No, I got paid. What am I? I'm going.
Didn't do it for charity.
Doing good in my fucking heart. No, but yeah, I did, and it was like amazing. I would do anything that he asked me to do. It was amazing, and a bunch of timeless people are on this season. Me, Claudia, Goran Vichnik. And it was just an amazing opportunity. Like, I love that show. I love a fucked up sensibility, a fucked up sense of humor. And he just asked me to do it. And it was cool because I play one of two copywriters, Seth and Evan, which is a nod to Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who are writing partners, producing partners. They did that, and they produced Preacher. Which I also did. So it was cool because it was like, I was like, I'm playing Seth and you're playing Evan. And so it's like a little cool inside game. And I ran into Evan at a Preacher party, and he was like, yeah, I almost put a kibosh on that because I was like, fuck it, I didn't want her name. And I was like, oh no, I'm glad you kept it. He was like, no, it's good because like people know where we wrote on the show now. Because I had like, people didn't know they worked on The Boys, and so like they saw that and they go, oh, all right, you did it. And it was just like, I guess, like, read the credits, I guess, That was him. He's a dick, not me. I'm joking. He'll get that I'm joking.
I didn't.
It's a joke.
It still hurts.
I'm going from Preacher now. He can't refire me from Preacher.
It hurts so
Timeless was canceled 14 times. I can't get more canceled from Timeless.
They could uncancel you.
They could bring it back at any. For all I know, this is Timeless. I have like fucking no clue. They bring that show back every other week. I think it's canceled.
All right, let us move on to the Q&A.
You're good at this.
I'm awesome at this. There is but one rule for the Q&A, which is the question that you ask, should the good JC decide that you are going to be our question giver, is that it apply to both of us. I know you would love to ask him all kinds of questions about his frozen dick. I cannot answer questions about his frozen dick. So keep it a Mutual of Omaha type of question. As always, we have fancy-ass prizes this time round. We have the awesome book that Jackie plugged earlier, who has left because she's got a job. We have the fancy-ass Fandango gift cards, which I'm unpocketing and putting it back in the pot. And we also have, is it in that bag over there, JC? That's a gift.
No, this is my bag.
I take it you're back here. That's all yours. And then we have, thanks to the good folks, Brett Deacon at 40X, we have fancy-ass 40X tickets. I am sure by now you know the spiel, but 40X is like, outdoors for people who don't want to go outdoors. You sit in their movie seats and they will rumble out any kidney stones, any ailments you might have. If you go and see Star Wars, the seat leans back when the crawl happens. If you go to see fucking Mission Impossible, you smell rubber burning. We also have fucking posters. Oh, this is the richest giveaway we've ever had. We got posters that will be signed by me and maybe Malcolm, possibly. I don't know.
I ain't
What you
signed
think? Alimony? No.
Outside court appearances. I don't know how courts work. Playing in the stereotypes again.
So yes,
Cheap seats.
you will get all of these awesome things if your questions are awesome enough. So, you sir, what's your name, man?
My name's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
How's it going, everybody?
Mike using all his baritone.
So I've been.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Well, I'm actually surprised I can talk because I've just been laughing my ass off for the past 2 hours. So. I've been sitting here trying to think of a good question that kind of incorporates the book, everything that you guys have talked about. And so, if you could, similar to what the Watchmen did, if you could take a concept of something, kind of twist it, turn it, make it modern, or maybe not, but redo it so that you have the main concept in mind, what's something that you would pick from to redo to make it better? And so to give you a little bit of time, I had a conversation earlier today at work, and so I can bring something out to give you a little time if you want to hear what mine would be.
I feel like
What?
go.
I
I feel like your little bit of time was going to be like, so here's what I would do. I would
me tell
take
you
the
about
greatest
the Bible.
American hero.
Okay. I'll talk about this just because it's not happening. It almost happened and it didn't happen. But I had gotten a call about 2 months ago from a production company that said, hey, so we have the rights to remake this very beloved science fiction television show that is going to be on a new streaming service. You may or may not have some familiarity with said science fiction program. Do you have a take on how we would redo this show? And I said, yes. And the first take was, I have to find a way to get message to the dude who created the show in the first place and ask permission. Because I don't want to step on anybody's toys. I don't want to walk into a universe that had been so admirably and memorably defined by somebody without at the very least getting the blessing to kiss his wife. So I did. He was like, hey man, I rebooted it from something else. This will be the gift that potentially keeps on giving. I told him I'm one of 3 people who is up for this job. I'm going to take a swing. He said, go for it. So I took a swing. And the swing didn't connect because I think I was too radical with redefining what the show could be. Well, we all, among us, cede a lot of our responsibility and authority over our own lives to technology, right? I don't remember anybody's phone number. I don't remember anybody's address. I don't know how to get anywhere. The Waze isn't telling me how to go. I let all of my passwords live online. All of my money is online. Everything that basically makes my life go, I have ceded that information to some program somewhere. And what if that program goes bad? What if that program gets sentient? And then what happens when the world around you turns against you? Is there anything scarier than fucking robot pharmacists mixing you the wrong drugs, or robot surgeons going to town on your heart when you don't want to? Every auto-driving car is just running you into fucking, everything around you is rebelling against you because it doesn't want to be a slave race. And then what if the show isn't called the 2-word title that it was? What if it's just the 1-word title? Because why does this civilization have space travel and they don't go anywhere? But it was a drastic reimagining of what that world was and what that show used to be, and maybe what it could be, and probably too drastic. But I wasn't going to do it if it was just, here's a bunch of people in the Navy, Space Navy, and here they're fighting these robots, space robots, and then they're going to go on the run. Space Navy.
Space Navy.
But it's finding the thing that makes me afraid, and then finding a way to make drama out of that particular fear. And so I can talk about it because it's not happening. But yeah, if I was going to do that thing of playing in somebody else's universe but finding a way to make it my own and finding a way for it to mean something to me and hopefully to people who would watch it, that's kind of what I would do.
I would do 100 Bullets.
Ooh.
I really like, do you guys know that comic at all? 100 Bullets. Oh, this is awesome. Can't believe I know anything that anyone else doesn't know. I love 100 Bullets. 100 Bullets, the premise is this. A guy in a suit walks up to someone who's got whatever going on in their life, someone who's troubled and going through their own circumstances, people from all walks of life. And he goes, here's a suitcase with 100 bullets and a file on someone who's done you wrong and all the evidence on how they've done it. And this gun is untraceable. These bullets are untraceable. Do what you want. And so I always found it fascinating because it always followed different people from different walks of life having to make this decision, and you found out what was going on in their life. And also this man led to this larger organization which was behind sort of controlling the world and sort of puppeteers for all these things that were going on. So I always loved that. I always wanted to go, I wanted to take that and make that a movie, because I also felt like any one of the people he picked was interchangeable. You know, I feel like on any given day, it could be you or me or her or him or whatever. And that was always what was most fascinating to me, was what are the deeper demons that everyone is going through, and you know, what are they willing to fight for, and where does their morality lie? If you got to kill someone who had wronged you, who you had undeniable proof wronged you, and you could get away with it scot-free, what would you do with that power? And I was fascinated and am fascinated by that story, and I'm always interested in murky morality from people whose lives you very rarely see publicly or in popular culture. So that's a story I would want to adapt. And I can talk about it because, I don't know, because apparently no one's ever heard of it. So I guess we'll be okay.
Where did that come from? Because I'm actually very interested about that now, just from your description.
Yeah, it's a Vertigo book. Brian Azzarello wrote it. Eduardo Risso did the art. And it's gorgeous. It was one of those like first Vertigo books that blew up. It's like, you know, Sandman and that wave of like Sandman and Hellblazer and whatever, but that second wave that brought you Preacher, that brought you 100 Bullets, that brought you, what's the Scout? Like that wave of we're kind of doing social fiction in a really interesting way. But yeah, no, there's got to be what, like 9 trades of that book?
I kept trying to follow it, and then I got, you know, when you're ordering through wherever, and then you're like suddenly getting like paperback slips of the thing, and it's like, where's the big thing? So I lost my threads of it, but anyway,
it's awesome.
It's amazing.
Well, I do appreciate that, because I definitely now I want to go look into 100 Bullets, because that sounds fantastic.
You would dig it, man.
Yeah. That's
Knowing
awesome.
absolutely nothing about you whatsoever. Think you'd love it.
I love it. I really appreciate it.
Mike, thank you very much. Come and collect your prize. You got tickets, you got that, you get a poster.
All right, that's the end of this broadcast. Boop.
Bye, Mike. Who do we got next? Who's our lucky caller?
Mo. What's up, gentlemen?
Hey!
So,
Boo. I don't know, man.
we often talk about DC and the MCU, and the MCU is this series.
Yo, I fuck with your shirt, man.
Oh,
He's wearing a Wakanda shirt.
Wakanda
Nice.
ain't nothing to fuck with.
All right.
He fucks with it.
So MCU is a series of movies, 25 movies long that tell a whole story. So if you were to do a MCU, a music cinematic universe that had to tell 10 films worth of story, what would it be? I would do
Please. What you got?
the story of funk,
Of who now?
of slap bass playing.
Oh, okay.
Starting with the Meters, picking up with Bootsy Collins, going into different producers and James Brown and Gamblin' Huff and George Clinton, and just this sound that goes everywhere. Rick James, Prince puts it on, and it's just this thing that is kinetic. It gets turned into disco, and it's just all over the place, and people are just playing this bass this special way.
All right. I'm still thinking
All right.
There's not a comment on that at all.
All right.
I am a little bit more narrative driven, so I'm trying to find the.
That's where I was going.
And I think maybe you do Janelle Monáe's albums like the Arch Android, and I think there's been like 2 or 3 others sort of along that spectrum. But they're this gigantic fucking hip hop opera about a future civilization that has been sort of hammered free of emotion, and these robots that are kind of rising up to reclaim the mantle of emotion that have been abandoned by humans. Like, it's this big ass science fiction story that's a little like Asimov, a little bit like Butler. And the music is great because it's fucking Janelle Monáe and she doesn't fuck around. And you also get to play, and her music is so wildly disparate. Like there's like kind of tinkling classical style music. There's these grand orchestral suites. There's fucking like trap bass and fucking like the Atlanta like 808s booming from, Big Boy comes in and produces some tracks, and so there's some banging shit in there. Like getting to tell all of those different modes of what she considers to be kind of black music and the way that it evolves, mated with this giant story of artificial intelligence and emotional domination. That's where I go.
No. What I would do... Stay.
My planet needs me.
No, that's really good. I don't have a good answer. What's funny, I immediately feel like I was going where you were with narratives. Like, so I immediately went to storytellers. I was like, what albums would I string together? Like, I would string together, like, Illmatic and ATLiens and, like, fucking Eminem's first album. And I would just want to tell, like, this sort of intergalactic storytelling extreme of, like, how that changes and all these influences. And, like, that to me feels like an intergalactic tale. Like, to go from those streets to, like, Helter Skelter to Red to Kara, like I just feel like there's to Africa Bambaataa. I just feel like there's this sort of intergalactic interplay that music has gone through. To Del the Funky Homo Sapien, like I would just love to retell the stories of storytellers and see because I do think hip hop has transcended so many universes and emulated so many universes and recreated itself on top of each other and has inspiration from so many other roots that I think you could tell the story that goes back and forth very much the same way the MCU does, going back to, sort of the Wakanda roots and like how far and centuries ago these stories go to, leading to the future and everything else. I feel like that journey is very much in there, that same sort of storytelling narrative.
So like each album is a film?
I know. Each album, fucking dig this. Each album, fucking dig this shit, man. Each album is its own sort of movie and or like first act. Do you know what I mean? So like Eminem would be like your Ant-Man or something like that, right? And you bring that in, and then you bring fucking Kendrick Lamar with like All Right and shit like that, right? And you fucking mix that with fucking Janelle Monáe or some Missy shit, right? Some fucking work. And so like maybe it's fucking, you got fucking Missy and Kendrick and Eminem, they fucking meet in the third movie, you know what I'm saying? And they take on Suge Knight or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
They take on the Beach Boys.
You know what I'm saying? You take on... Puffy got to be the villain in this. He gots to.
Yeah, and you know who kills Puffy?
Who?
Kanye.
Shh. Yo, Kanye. See, that's the thing. Both. See, that's why Kanye and Diddy would be perfect, because they could be the hero and the villain. Do you know what I mean?
Because we're riding with Kanye.
Yeah.
Until he fucking turns.
Until you're not.
He's some like Kylo Ren shit.
Yeah.
For a minute. You're like, oh, is he coming back? Oh no, he's even worse.
Yeah.
Slavery was a choice. No.
Jesus walks. Dun, dun. I don't know if I hate you or love you.
We cracked it.
Did I tell you? We did. Did I tell you I ran into Puffy one time?
You have not?
Yeah, I got to tell you this anecdote. Next question.
But come get your shit.
It's a good anecdote.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. All right now. I gave him the black people all right now.
All right.
Everybody know that every black uncle, no matter what happened, they all right now.
Yeah. You good? All right now.
All right now.
Walk safe.
Who's doing that? All right now. All right now. Hey, you look familiar.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
What's it called?
Well, since this is like a blurred space that's happening right now. And
okay.
We're never giving it back.
No, please.
Sorry,
don't.
Kev.
I'm appreciating this.
Whoops. This pumpkin will stand there in his honor of the dearly departed.
Oh, look at fucking that.
Isn't that cool? I wasn't sure if that wasn't real at first, but since this is like a blurred space and we're starting to find more of, like we just had Blurred Con and it's getting bigger and bigger.
Which I wasn't invited to, but whatever.
Me neither.
How do they not know?
They have BlurredCon without us.
It's just not there then.
You guys have the Blurred
Sounds like
Cabal
just con.
happening.
It's the fucking con then.
You guys have the Blurred Cabal happening. So
Yeah.
why aren't you taking ownership?
We'll start it up.
But, well, some of the things that I was just thinking about is, what would be some of your essential guide to blurreddom? Like past, present, your, Afro Samurai and your Boondocks and your Coming to Americas and your Hollywood Shuffles. Like, what would be in part of your essential guide to blurreddom?
All right. So, like, 3 pieces of work that you would recommend a neophyte blurred to ingest in order to get to the first level, the first chamber of the fucking Wu-Tang 36
Yeah, there may not
chambers.
even be at the save point yet, but
Right,
we're getting
okay.
there.
I feel like the Milestone universe, DC's first and only, until Lion Forge came along, the only black-owned major imprint at a comic book company that was overseen and kind of shepherded by a group of folks. But the person that I responded to the most in that cluster was Dwayne McDuffie, who created Static and he wrote Spider-Man for a long time and created a book called why can't I remember the Damage Control. But it is just a bunch of stories about black heroes from black neighborhoods who were dealing with not just being black, but what it meant to be a person of power. Trying to become like Static is basically his Spider-Man. Yeah. Static is like the kid in high school who suddenly gets fucking electro powers, but everything is still falling down around him. So how do you navigate the storms of puberty while also being able to control the lightning? But that whole moment in like the early '90s in comics is kind of magical. I think I would go back and watch Brother from Another Planet, which was a John Sayles movie starring the great Joe Morton.
I wanted to remake that for like the longest. When I first came.
It's so good. It's weird, but super good.
Yeah.
But it's just like, a black dude, an alien, who literally like lands in LA in the early 80s, but can't speak.
Yeah.
And so what his experience is like walking through this world and how he is treated by the world, how he treats people by the world. It's Starman, but with a black dude who can't talk.
Yeah.
But it's this really, really moving, like kind of experimental indie that I think is worth watching to see the early presence of African American actors in the science fiction space. And fuck, I don't know I think Get Out. Yeah. Like I think to look at how you can wrestle with topics like race and class and heroes and victims and all of that shit in a manner that is both entertaining and stimulating and make $200 million worldwide. But it did kick off an entire wave of this kind of modern socially conscious kind of filmmaking that filmmakers are getting to tell that can be both the thing that it is, which is a thriller, kind of a horror thriller, and also say something about the world that we live in. So those would be my 3. How you feel?
Shit, fuck, man. I don't know as much shit as you. My answer was like Howard the Duck.
Fucking fun.
My answer was Howard the Duck, My Secret Identity and the Last Dragon.
Wow.
If that tells you anything about who I am, those are my...
Empire Strikes Back, because it has the black dude.
There's a black guy in that. What else?
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Star Trek got a black guy in it. I see
give
that.
Give some shine.
Meteor Man. My dude, Meteor Man got black people all up in that.
Yeah.
Yo, I think Meteor Man has skinny and fat. What is it? LeVar? His name's not LeVar Burton.
No.
Gerald
Robert
Levert?
Townsend.
What is it?
Robert
What is
Townsend
this?
was Meteor
Robert,
Man.
you know who I'm talking about. Fat skin. Loofah. Loofah. I think Meteor Man has fat and skinny loofah.
Yeah.
Loofah Vandross.
Yes.
For the white people.
Yes.
Your aunt calls him loofah. Everyone else calls him Luther Vandross, I suppose. Last Dragon is definitely in there. Last Dragon is one of my... When I would have pool parties, there's two movies I would always show. The Last Dragon and The Warriors.
Nice.
Yeah, because
Come out and play.
I like movies in 70s slow motion, I guess.
You know what I watched the trailer to the other day and almost didn't believe it, although I remember watching the movie? Soul Man.
Oh, wow.
Wait, with the white dude?
C. Thomas Howell.
Yo.
Who
No,
does
the white boy
blackface to
who
get
put
into
blackface.
Harvard.
Yo, that is a modern blackface movie. It's so weird.
The fact that trailer has not been scrubbed from the internet itself, because watch that trailer. Like, go home and watch the trailer, and then imagine to yourself a bunch of executives and actors and writers and like lighting dudes and sound guys who are like, no, this is a good idea.
I saw that when I was a kid, and I was like, what?
Think of the whimsy and cocaine involved with doing Weekend at Bernie's 2.
You know they are.
But with blackface.
And also James Earl Jones.
Yo, James Earl Jones is in it though.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones though.
Yo, this is CNN. He's in my shit.
Yo, what?
From your father, son.
Why? Yo, why isn't James Earl Jones in a blackface movie though?
Because he needed to get paid.
It's like a reverse of Star Wars, right? Because it's like, I feel like they were paying him back for Star Wars. I don't know. If you guys don't know, spoiler alert, the voice of Darth Vader, C. Thomas Howell. In blackface. I bet you didn't know that. That's why you come to this show that it's called here.
It is Blackman Beyond.
Beyond.
Yes, we solved it.
So those are the three things.
Those are awesome three things.
Howard the Duck. Yo, have you seen Howard the Duck? Yeah. Yo, these motherfuckers. Leah Thompson tries to fuck a duck in that movie.
Yeah.
In the movie Howard the Duck, a human tries to fuck a duck.
Yeah, yeah. And in a song, remember the song?
Remember that? And just think about this, black people. You know how long it took for us to be leads in movie? They made this chick fuck a duck. A duck was a lead in a Marvel movie before Black Panther. So fuck you.
Suddenly DuckTales has a whole new meaning to me.
This fucking duck got to fuck a woman in a Marvel movie before Chadwick Boseman.
And she was white.
She's a white woman.
She's a fucking white woman.
But I bet you didn't know there was a black guy in that duck suit.
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
I was Kunta Kinte. I was Jodie LaForge.
I'm not gonna touch this. And I was Howard.
I have gone when no man has gone.
You guys are basically doing Hollywood Shuffle.
Yeah. Hollywood Shuffle, can I tell you, Hollywood Shuffle is, I don't know if this applies to what we're doing. We're talking about Howard the Duck.
Howard Blurds.
Howard the Duck. A duck was able to make a superhero movie before a black guy.
Yeah, basically.
So, got to fuck Leah Thompson. And then Hollywood Shuffle was a big deal for me. I saw that when I was a very young kid, and I just thought it was amazing. For those who don't know Hollywood Shuffle, it's Robert Townsend, Keenan Ivory Wayans are producers, writers on it, and it's basically like Robert Townsend trying to make it as an actor and having to go through all the stereotypes of being a black actor. And as a person who watched this when I was 15 or something like that, same thing today.
Yeah.
Like there's very little that's
So they
changed.
had the slave one where
It's them
how to be a
going.
slave,
It's them,
how to
and
be-
then so what they do is, and you can tell this would go on to be the people that make In Living Color, because there's a lot of sort of sketches within the movie where Robert Townsend is fantasizing about doing these parts that he doesn't want to do. So there's sort of agitprop sort of sketches about doing the Great Slave movie and the Pimp movie and
zombie pimps.
the zombie pimps. And this is before, and I'm going to use offensive language, so be prepared. This is before Eddie Murphy is in
Vampire Brooklyn?
No. This is before is in with Steve Martin.
Oh, Bowfinger.
He's in Bowfinger.
yeah.
And he's playing basically a histrionic version of himself. He's like, what is this? He was like, it's this. He's like, no, man, you got to give me the part for Toby the Wonder Slave. He was like, you don't want nobody. If you want to win an Oscar when you're a black man, you got to play slave or retard. Give me the part for Toby the Wonder Slave. We'll have an Oscar.
Yeah.
So this is like, Hollywood Shuffle comes out before that movie, and they're talking about the exact same thing about how you have to play slaves and fall into this. And it's great because there's this part where this guy goes, Robert Townsend auditioned to be like pimp number one. And the guy's like, oh, for real, brother? You gonna go in for a pimp? That's who you are? You gonna do our people like that? And Robert Townsend hears this, he's like, yeah, man, you're right, man, this is fucked up. And he leaves the audition and he watches the movie. And then the dude who was like, don't do that, he's the pimp number one. And like the pimp, and then it's great because the movie ends, because he has a friend who's talking about there's always work at the post office. So the movie ends where Robert Townsend's doing a commercial for the post office and like just has this honest job, and that's it. And so that's where that thing, like there's always work at the post office, because he like wouldn't compromise and just work steadily to do his thing. So that was a monumental movie for me as an actor, because a lot of it I could still relate to, and there's a lot of stories there, and it was important to see all these different ways. So Hollywood Shuffle is definitely in my oeuvre of like very important movies.
Well, remember Batty Batty Batty?
What is
It
that?
was a play, because Batty 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 was the kid actor who would still wear the Batty costume.
Yes.
He was a play on the blaxploitation where they would be classically trained actors.
Yes.
But because he spoke very eloquently.
Yeah.
And then he would just like do his
Exactly. When I first auditioned, it was a lot of me, like I'd have voice and speech class where it was just like, garage. And then I go in there, and then you go, and then he's like, I ain't gonna take that. Thank you. Went to school for years for this. I would also see Monster Squad. Monster Squad is one of my favorite movies from childhood ever. And every other day I go, Wolfman's got nards. Yeah.
And then they would take you to the principal's office and be like, Malcolm, you can't say that out loud.
I was a very well-behaved kid. I only had like 4 or 5 fights.
A week.
Mr. Lerner was the principal. Miss McKinney Alston was the vice principal. Sorry, that's a tangent. That works for Nerds Tangents Math.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
You see what I did?
Hey, thank you.
I hope this is helpful.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the show we have.
What?
Have you had a good time tonight? Next week, I'm doing another Black Man Beyond horror special, where there's a roundtable. LaToya Morgan, who has written on Into the Badlands and Walking Dead and Turn. Clark Wolf, who's a host and journalist.
I love Clark.
Clark's amazing.
She's very awesome.
And Jenya Mato, who's a LA Times journalist. And we're going to talk about horror, basically why I'm such a fucking pussy when it comes to horror. And all these women explain to me why I'm such a pussy. And I mean, it's not that hard because I'm a pussy.
You're using pussy wrong. Pussies take a beating, man. You got to be, you know what I mean? Pussies are strong. They giving out beatings and they're giving them and they're taking them.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to re-examine my use of that
You
word.
fucking pussies out here. I'm a pussy.
I'm a dick.
Just got me 2 dates tonight. Got me 2 super woke dates tonight.
Yeah, why I'm such a
See,
dick.
the reason the pussy is vagina, baby, and God and Jesus, and you
I'm a
are.
dick. I'm a dick. You touch me wrong. I'm just
I'm
crumple
wrong,
down.
baby.
I'm a dick.
You seen Space Jam?
Yes, I've seen Space. Thank you to fucking Malcolm Barrett for rolling with me tonight. Thank you to JC and the boys at the Scum Villainy Cantina. And thanks to all of you for fucking rolling out on a Tuesday and having a good time with me. And thank you, Kevin. I love you, Kevin. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So that is Black Man Beyond for this week. Same fat time, same black channel. What? Smodcast.com or youtube.com/Kevin Smith. Thank you, everybody.
You're Malcolm.